So hopefully I'm fully inoculated for, long enough, I guess.
Till next year when they hit you up again.
They say that it lasts at least 6 months, but I mean, more than likely it's going to last longer. And even a lot of people are saying like a lot longer than 6 months, but
the doctors will be sitting there looking at their clipboards, kind of scratching their heads like, I don't know. All these people should have been lizards by now. We don't get it. Let's get another booster shot in there next year.
What do you say, Dr. Connors? It will transform you.
That's a great meme. We got to do that. Something like Dr. Connors has replaced Dr. Fauci as head of medicine.
The Biden administration has just announced the firing of Dr. Fauci and has hired on
Dr. Connors.
Dr. Kirk Connors. Just show the lizard there. Not even like human Kirk Connors, it's the lizard.
Welcome. You have now tuned in to the Blackout and Shout podcast with your host, Mike Kincaid.
Can I tell you that Baby Yoda just annoys the shit out of me?
That's because you haven't watched The Mandalorian.
Oh, look at Baby Yoda, so cute.
Levy Curry.
Some people do all sorts of crazy stuff, like dinosaur romance novels. Those are really a thing. Taken by the T-Rex. A billionaire dinosaur forced me. Ravaged by the raptors.
I wonder if there's audiobooks of them.
And Jed Vargo. He was always like well known for wearing the Nazi outfit on.
Captain Kangaroo?
Captain Kangaroo.
Didn't he have the...
No. And he did not dress up as a Nazi either. So sit back. Mike, are you... Listen to me. Relax. Say, transform and roll out. And enjoy the show. Let's see. So Levy hosted last week. So then it's Mike's turn or my turn?
Yeah, I'll go if you want me to.
Okay, it's episode 116. Yeah,
116. There's a wait, hang on. Let me see if I'm. Yeah, so there's that room. When I hear 116, does that make you think of anything, Jed?
116.
Yeah.
My mind went to like the Shining room, but I don't think that's right.
It's a Cinderella song. Remember the song Night Songs?
Yeah.
I need a shot of gasoline. I'm here 116. So every time I hear the number 116, I think of Night Songs. Cinderella. It's my best Tom Keeper.
It's like my wife was singing to me.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You know what? You know, it would be funny if you just like got her to just talk. Just hear this out. Talk the lyric, like hand her Cinderella lyrics and just have her talk them, and then we auto tune her and drop her on like a karaoke track. Yeah. So anyway,
how could I tell her? How could I have her just say woo 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 woo?
Repeat after me. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 116th episode of the Blackout and Shout podcast. I'm your host tonight, Mike Kincaid. And along with me on my virtual left, ladies and gentlemen, Levy Curry. What's going on, Levy? How are you? It sounds like Jed is the one that had the edible before tonight's show.
I just started drinking a cup of coffee. It's been hitting pretty good.
Yep. And speaking of Jed, on my virtual right side, ladies and gentlemen, Jed Vargo. What's going on, Jed?
Hey, that's me. Not much.
So let's go around the horn. We'll go back to Levy. Shout outs, hauls, plugs. What has been happening in the life of Levy in the last 2 weeks?
Well, I've been sick as a dog last couple of days. I got the COVID vaccine on Wednesday.
Which one did you get?
Johnson & Johnson.
Oh, so you're one and done.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, but
I thought that was the bad one. I thought that was the one that like it was only like 65%.
66 supposedly. But
sorry.
I mean, I've already had COVID, so I'm already protected in that natural fashion.
This is a booster
so
shot.
How long does that last, Levy?
What's that?
How long does that last? Like I heard that it's not like a.
Well, they said that in some people they've seen like antibodies diminish over time, but I've watched and read other things that reports that say that the human immune system is much more complicated than that, and that you can still have protection from the and immunity from the disease even with diminished antibodies. So, but I'm thinking that it's still my natural immunity is still pretty strong because my side effects from this vaccine were pretty intense. So they said that if you've had COVID in the past, your side effects to one of these vaccines could be a lot more intense than someone who didn't.
I heard that straight from the mouth of a doctor as well.
Yeah, because like your body basically just reacts to it like it is the virus, and so since your immune system's already primed to fight it, it just goes to work like right away, and so. That's what happened to me. I ran the gamut of side effects. Like I had the sore achy arm, but it didn't hurt nearly as bad as April. April's arm was like she said, like you couldn't touch her arm without her feeling intense pain. But I had the ache around the injection site, like my upper arm was sore. But then I had headache, nausea, fever, chills, you name it, I had it. Aside from like no respiratory issues, I felt like I had COVID all over again.
Yeah. For how long?
Well, actually, everything kind of broke earlier today. I got the shot on Wednesday morning. Wednesday afternoon at work, I started getting a headache and was starting to feel really tired. So I went home. I went to bed early that night, and I woke up the next day, and I felt like shit. Was it yesterday? So I stayed home from work, and I developed a low-grade fever. I was about like almost 100 degrees. And at night I would get the chills and whatnot, and then I woke up this morning. I felt the same. So I was like, I'm going to stay home again. But this afternoon, I think things kind of cleared up for me. So I'm feeling all right now.
That was Mr. DNA doing his job. This takes one drop of blood, and it takes millions of DNA strands. It takes a little bit of a frog and converts you into a giant lizard.
And then you have a dinosaur.
Spare no expense, Levy.
If I start growing scales, I'll let you know, and start developing a taste for flesh.
Lori got the vaccination like a week or two ago, and she had all the same side effects and stuff for a day, and kept telling her that she was like changing into a lizard. She said,
which one did she get?
She had the it's the 2-shot. I think it's the Pfizer one.
Pfizer. What the shot that she got, was that the second one or the first one?
First.
Oh, the first, because they said the second one is the one where you can get real bad side effects.
Today she was, because I remind her about it like every other day when she says something's like wrong, like she has an ache or a pain, or I said, that's the lizard tail slowly growing inside your spine.
Yeah. That was something that really did hurt for me, was my back.
See, the lizard tail.
Anyway, she'd come home and she would have been like, once a man.
Listening to snake jazz.
She was scratching her neck today. She's like, I have a rash. I said, those are the scales. I said, your scales are growing out. I said, you're shedding your skin.
That's funny.
What's the man? What's that? What did Roblox say to him? Something like your snake jive is driving me crazy.
Cobra
joking up.
Cobra Commander slithering about, gonna turn your eyes inside out. or something like that.
So hopefully I'm fully inoculated for, long
Till
enough,
next
I
year.
guess.
Till next year when they hit you up again.
Yeah. Now they say that it lasts at least 6 months, but I mean, more than likely it's going to last longer, and even a lot of people are saying like a lot longer than 6 months. But
the doctors will be sitting there looking at their clipboards, kind of scratching their heads, like, I don't know. All these people should have been lizards by now. We don't get it. Let's get another booster shot in there next year.
What do you say, Dr. Connors? It will transform you.
That's a great meme. We got to do that. Something like Dr. Connors has replaced Dr. Fauci as head of medicine.
The Biden administration has just announced the firing of Dr. Fauci and has hired on
Dr. Connors.
Dr. Kirk Connors. Just show the lizard there. Not even like human Kirk Connors, it's the lizard. So that was that. Like I said, I've been feeling pretty lousy the last couple of days, but I'm over it now, I think. As far as hauls go, I didn't get much. I did get my Amazing Yamaguchi Joker, which is pretty cool. I don't know if he really warranted a Revoltech figure, because I don't think Joker's really known for crazy dynamic poses per se. But no, it's a pretty cool figure though. I like it.
I would do a photo shoot with him in all kinds of like Deadpool and Spider-Man poses just because.
Well, I mean, you can do it. So,
yeah.
I mean, but like he can get into some like weird contorted poses, like depicting him laughing and stuff. So I mean, there's that.
You like do the Michael Jackson lean.
Yeah. But he also comes with a lot of accessories. He comes with two 44 caliber revolvers. He comes with a revolver with the bang flag coming out of it, 2 Tommy guns, a set of chattering teeth, and a cane, which is pretty neat. Oh, and he comes with like 2 not word balloons, but like little things that just say ha 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 all over them. You can just like put them on a little clip, and then it attaches to his back, so it looks like the words are floating around him. So
nice,
interesting. That's cool.
And you can use that to recreate the Killing Joke scene, or that where he first climbs out of the acid, or out of the river, I think it is.
Did he come with a camera? No,
he didn't. That actually would have been a great accessory for him. Hey, maybe that's something that Hidden Toys can do.
Hidden Toys is hiding.
I think Hidden Toys turned out to be too much fucking work than it was worth.
It wasn't that. It was just that, the amount of effort, versus the return was like charity work. It was hard because I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but the Shapeways just announced that they have their full color plastic whatever material that's available now that people can use, that has over 10 million colors in it. So you can basically upload a model and have the colored model with all the textures and everything on it, and it'll print it out like that. And I was like, I already had like the Springer missile, all set up already with a UV map that had all the colors on it, just in case that one day that will happen. And I uploaded it and I priced it out, and it was not like just a basic white, colored like crappy ass plastic. It was like $10 or $11 just at cost, right?
Yeah.
And then the colored one was $50.
Jesus.
It's like, who's gonna get $60 missiles taking pre-orders?
Fuck that.
That's not gonna happen. So yeah, there's like no money on it at all. So, but I guess it's good for for people who want to do one-offs. If they want to put out like something they made and that type of stuff. Anyway, Levy, did you get anything else besides your Revoltech Joker?
No, I don't think so. No.
Jed, that brings us to you.
Did you have any shout outs at all, Levy?
No.
No.
I never have shout-outs.
Any projects you'd like to plug?
Let me think for a second. No.
Tune in next time for Levy's big announcement. Let's see. I didn't really get too much of anything that I can think of. I did ship all my BBTS like loot, and shout out to Jared because he's selling me his Make Toys Seekers, so I'll be getting those like Monday. Getting
Is it really?
Thundercracker and Skywarp. Yeah,
I know.
Toys Seekers.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I knew he was going in on the new MPs, but I didn't know if he was one of you sick fucks that like just has 5 different versions of the same shit.
Probably.
Huh.
I ordered some wing fillers off of TCP too.
I'm probably gonna end up having to do that because these fucking cone heads, and we can maybe talk about it during toy news, but I don't see them ever happening.
Oh, right. So you'll never get your wing fillers then.
Right. Yeah. Right. And they had all 3 sets on TCP.
No, I think they just had the 2. I think they just had Skycrow and whatever Thundercracker. What was his name?
Oh, Lightning. Yeah, that's fine. That's all I need anyway. I just need those 2.
Because I looked at BBTS and it was just the hell was it? It was like the other 2. It was like Meteor and I think Thundercracker, but they didn't know. Neither one of them had all 3. I think so.
Right.
Wait. You said you're still looking for wing fillers, Mike?
I'm not trading you wing fillers for them fucking. For the torso fillers.
No, I thought no.
Yeah, I was waiting on them because they're supposedly going to come with.
I thought that you'd gotten them already.
Nah, I got a set for Starscream that came with Dirge. So Ramjet and Thrust were supposed to come with Skywarp and Thundercracker, but
Jed, you said that they had the individual wing filler sets, or
they had.
Is that what you said?
So on BBTS they had Meteor and I think it was Thundercracker, and then on TCP they had Thundercracker and Skywarp, but not Starscream. They were still like $10.
That's not bad.
No, that's what they were before. So I don't think they're going to really sell out. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, those waist fillers did. So.
If they're not, if they didn't sell out by now, they're definitely not going to, because all these people are kind of dumping them off and moving on to the MP 3.0s, I suppose.
And then when they when they re-released them, didn't they came with them already? The second run?
Did they re-release them?
Pretty sure they did, because they weren't like $250 back when I bought Meteor. They were less than $200 back then.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure they ran them twice. I know they did. They had to.
May have. Yeah, they may have.
That's a mold that they would definitely want to make sure that they can get their money's worth out of that.
Right.
Yeah, except when it comes to cone heads.
Yeah. Which I have no interest in, so that doesn't really bother me. But anyway, so shout out to all the listeners. Shout out to Jared. Thank you, sir. Shout out to my wife. She wanted me to give her a shout out tonight because she bought me coffee cakes. So thank you, honey, for buying me coffee cakes.
You like coffee cakes?
I do, but I mean, it's like
coffee cakes are pretty good. I
think it's basically one of those like underlying plots, because I'm like losing weight and I'm getting healthier, and she doesn't want me to, so she's just trying to feed me fat.
Well, it's that wife dichotomy where she wants you to be thin and healthy, so that way she has that much of a greater chance of not dying alone. But at the same time wants you to keep you fat enough so that no other woman will be attracted to you.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I just think she doesn't want me to like be the same weight as her. That's all. Oh,
Oh, man.
Jed,
Zinger.
You know what? He wants to give me all this shit for the vacuum cleaner and make you sandwich talk, you know. But that's the kind of shit that he throws out there.
Wow. Well, it was nice knowing you, Jed.
Yeah.
Our percentage of women listeners just went down from 2% to 1%.
I think you're being a little generous, Mike.
Yeah, I think I'm being a little generous too.
We never
What's
had any
that?
women listeners.
No, it was at 10% at one point. So I think it was until Doors said, "What? You have 10%?" Then it like went down to 9.
10% birds. You have 10% birds. I think you need to do a recount.
I got my eye on that Soul Chigokin Yamato though. Man, I just saw that it was like a thing, and I'm like, I want.
How much is that?
Ooh, it's too much. It's like $360.
Yeah, that sounds about right for a Soul Chigokin. How big is it?
18 inches, I think.
Oh.
But the cool part is that, it has all the light up and the sound effects, but like it has like the lights that flash with the sound effect. Well, they have like, I don't know, you guys aren't familiar with Star Blazers, I think, right? I think we had that conversation before.
Yeah.
So they have a countdown. Well, they have a countdown before they fire the wave motion gun in the front. And then they have, they count backwards in Japan, and then they say, "Hasha!" And then like the blows up a planet and shit. So they have all that, and then like the thing pulses in the front, and it like then it makes like the real bright thing. So it's really cool. But what really got me was that when you can do like there's like a control board and it has like dials and shit. You can turn like all the gun turrets on the top of the battleship, and they'll turn like in sync with like a part of the like sound effects too.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow. Yeah, it's awesome. And you can buy like an enemy Gamelon ship, and they'll communicate with each other. So
how much
like,
does that cost?
That one's actually was really cheap. I got that on Amazon for $70, I think it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's like like an additional accessory that comes with it. So like the one will like fire at it, and then the Yamato will fire back at it, and shit like that. It's really cool. And then the Yamato comes with all the little like fighter ships that would be like flying outside of it and stuff. So yeah, it's really neat. I so want to get that. I'm gonna price watch it on Amazon. It was like down to $240, I think, at one point, like last year.
Amazon Japan or
no, just Amazon.
Oh,
third-party seller stuff. It was use that camel to kind of watch the prices and give me an alert when it drops. And then you go and you suck it up. I bought like all my Play Art Sky stuff like that brand new, like really cheap. They would start it off at like $150, and then I would wait, and then you would usually drop to like $80 or $60, and then I go and buy it out. Let's see. Fuck you, John Bailey. We were coming back from the car dealership because our cars could have spontaneously caught on fire. There was a recall for it. So we had both of the Kias fixed. And then on the way back, I hit a fucking bird. A fucking goddamn bird flew out in front of the car and like smashed into the front grille of my car and like smashed it all up. It
caused damage?
Yeah, I had the $600 in damage. It was insane. I was like, because I saw they fly out, and I was like, oh man, I better hurry. And boom, I hit it. I'm like, oh, and I like looked out my side view mirror, and I saw it like doing the fucking barrel roll down the fucking lane.
Yeah,
it's like, I was like, he's not getting up from that. So.
Did the bird scream at you that this is for the 1980 Super Bowl as he was flying towards you?
No.
He should have.
And then when I got home, I looked at, I got out and I looked at the front, and there was a big chunk of bird meat in the front grill.
Yeah.
Oh.
And a bunch of feathers. I was like, yeah, he definitely didn't get up after that. So yeah, dude, the comprehensive insurance claim on that one. Get that fixed soon. Oh, plugs. I dropped that Time Cop 1983 video up on our YouTube channel. If anybody wants to check it out, I did the CGI and stuff like that for the Lambros driving down the street.
Yeah, that was cool, Jed.
Yeah, I thought it came out pretty good. I didn't expect to work on it as long as I did, but well, 2 weeks, whatever. It's fine. It took like 5 days straight for it just to render out for 5 minutes. I should have just asked Levy to render it out for me with his graphics card. Probably would took 2 days then instead of 5. Oh, I found out something that's quite educational to let you guys know. So in the news later, there's a 4K movie coming out that is quite exciting. But I thought to myself, I'm going to buy that disc. And I usually don't buy discs anymore. And I was like, I don't have a 4K, ultra high definition player. I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to buy a player just to play this fucking movie. So then I did some research and I'm like, well, how much is it? And they're like, you're going for between like $150 and $200 just for the player. And I'm like, man, like what a waste of money. So it's like, maybe they have like a DVD ROM, Blu-ray ROM or whatever that I could use. That's like Ultra HD 4K that I could just, use that instead. And those are about the same price anyway too. They're like $160. I'm like, what a waste. So as I was doing a little bit more research, this was quite enlightening because I haven't like looked into this stuff in a few years, but apparently if you have a specific like version of a Blu-ray player, like, a ROM, Blu-ray ROM for your computer, it will actually read the 4K Blu-rays and you can play them on your computer, or you could rip them if you want to, and then, onto a digital file. And I always thought that because the 4K Blu-rays were, like 3 layers, I think, and they were like a lot more gigs that you couldn't do that. But apparently if you have an older or specific firmware version, you can read them. So I went on Amazon yesterday and I picked up Blade Runner I tried it out and it works. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, that's awesome.
Is this an external drive?
Well, no, it's internal. But you can, there are external ones, I think. But I was using it as an external drive because I got one of those adapters that you can just basically plug into any drive and then plug it into a USB 3 port through is it a SATA? I think that is the connection, Levy. SATA, I think. Yeah, SATA connection. And then you just basically you plug in a power jack to it, and then you plug it into a USB, and then you plug into the back of any hard drive or CD-ROM. Yeah, and it worked. And I was like, wow, that's fantastic. That just like saved me like $200. But I didn't know that. I didn't know that you could read like the newer 4K discs with like older Blu-ray players. So I figured I'd share that and enlighten everyone. And that's all that I got for hauls and shoutouts. How about you, Michael Kincaid?
I got I didn't get anything new. But I did get some G1 stuff. I got the Pretender Grimlock and Pretender Jazz. So my G1 Pretender set is now finished again. Yeah. And Levy, don't think I don't notice that Levy doesn't really interact with the reflector files very often, but like when I put up a picture of me holding a new either Micromaster, Action Master, or Pretender, if I go under the reactions and I go to the laughing reaction, Levy's name is always in that list. So yeah, I finished up that set again. So, and that'll be the last time I have to finish it up because I'm not going to do this again.
I just every time I see you post one of those things, like I just picture you agonizing, being like, man, I sold them.
Yeah.
But now I want them back again because my collection's incomplete.
Yeah. It's so
just the idea of you having collected them, selling them, and then buying them all back again is just hilarious to me.
Well, you know what? If I had to go back and do it all over again, I probably would have I needed a different trigger to cause me to sell off a lot of my collection, or at least half of it, or whatever it is I got rid of, like when I saw the 40-year-old version. Because either I had to see the 40-year-old. Here's how it went. I either had to A, see the 40-year-old version, or B, just be high, and that's it. But unfortunately, I was high for the 40-year-old version. And like if you've been cooked before, Levy, so it's like you do too much thinking. And I think the Action Masters and Micro Masters and those Pretenders, because the Pretender thing don't even make any sense because I kept the rest of my Pretenders. It was like when I was getting rid of, like I must have got rid of those first. And then when I was just about to sell the rest of the Pretenders, I must have had that moment like,
what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, what am I doing? Yeah, right. Like, remember when we who was it that put the fucking ketchup on the waffles? Was that you or me? Was that me?
I would never do that.
So yeah. I took because the ketchup and the syrup. No, hear me out. It wasn't. We might have been high for it. Might have been
hear me out because this story is pretty fucking funny.
Yeah. So we might have been high for that too. But you know how like the ketchup bottle and the syrup bottle a lot of times are shaped kind of the same, and I just blindly.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
they're vaguely bottle shaped.
They're vaguely. How do we do this?
They're vaguely reminiscent.
Vaguely reminiscent. Yeah. Yes. So I just reached into the fridge and I grabbed kind of what I thought was the syrup, and it was the ketchup. And the thing is that I was just like spacing out as I was looking at it, and I knew it was ketchup.
Well, you were talking to me. We were having a conversation. That's right. And you were just engrossed in the conversation. So
go ahead, Levy. You tell the rest from your point of view. Is this funnier? He tells it funnier.
Well, we're talking. I'm sitting at the table. He's making some Eggo waffles, and I don't remember what the conversation was, but he hey, opens the door.
My Pretenders.
Did it start with the toaster going up and you guys both grabbing the Eggo at the same time? And you go, let go of my Eggo, Levy?
We wrestled. Hey, we wrestled over it.
Actually, no, I actually don't like Eggo waffles, but I know that's weird, but so he reaches. I'm not even paying attention, but I see him reach into the fridge and grab a bottle of something. I'm not even looking, and he's just talking to me, and then he just like pours it all over his waffle, and then he looks down and says, "Oh my god, what the fuck am I doing?" And I look down, and there's ketchup all over his waffles, and I'm like, dude, why would you put ketchup on your waffles?
Levy, I think I gave it a "what have I done?"
Yeah, that's what it was.
That was what it was.
Oh my god, what have I done? in the way that only Mike can say it. It was just, it was so funny. And
that's basically what happened.
But then he looks at me, he's like, "Why did you let me do that? You just sat there and watched me do this." I'm like, "It's not my waffles."
Yeah, he did. Well, it's like when you let your friend walk out the door with his fly down and shit. You don't tell him, you just let him do it. But so basically is a long way of saying like that's what must have went through my head like after I sold those Pretenders, because it's unlike me to just stop in the middle of a line. Like I have to have a hard line. It's after season 2 or season 3 or season 4, or in this case, it should have either been before the Pretenders or after the Pretenders. So knowing that I only sold a couple of them makes me think that there was some sort of come to Jesus moment in there, and I stopped myself. You know,
I hope that the ones that you're getting now are like better quality at least than the ones you used.
Yeah, I'm being fairly picky. Like there's definitely trying to get them like in better shape and stuff, you know.
Right. Like mint and sealed peel.
No, I'm not trying to spend sealed money. Like there's a sealed one sprinkled in here and there, like the Starscream. I got the Pretender. That one happened to be sealed.
Oh, I thought they came on cards.
Those are, you're thinking of the Kmart ones. They released just the inner robots by themselves as like Kmart exclusives.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They called them classics or something.
Yeah, which makes them a bitch to fucking look. No, Legends are called, which makes them a bitch to look up, because if you put in Legends Starscream, you're not just getting. Getting all the legends, and so it's kind of a little bit of pain.
Was it like a money thing? Did you like need money at the time?
I needed money. I did not need money. I mean, I always live like I don't have a ton of money to begin with and shit like that. But like I've always kind of been comfortable, and I remember being comfortable then for the stage of life I was at. So I think it was more of like, I think it was getting to me a little bit. Like, man, I just have too much shit. Mm-hmm. It was the and I wasn't feeling weird about collecting, but I was feeling weird about, man, I had shit stored down at Ginny's apartment. Like before we even lived together, I'm like, damn, I need a spot to put a Rubbermaid container, and it turned into 2. And I had these like 2 Rubbermaid containers down at her house with like Energon and like Cybertron, figures in it. And I'm like, nah, I need to do something here. Because when you're at that point, you could either do what I did, or you get completely overwhelmed and you just quit because you can't fucking handle it anymore. You know, you get that collector fatigue. So that was basically a collector fatigue anxiety attack in the middle of the line, and I think I did.
See, I shouldn't talk because, like, you know, back in the day when I needed money, I like sold like my rigs and stuff for like cash, but that was for food.
Yes.
So, like I sold Gary my effects rack. I sold Mulder my Marshall cabinet. I think the head too. Did a good deal on that. Got a Marshall. He had a half stack and a head for like $200, I think it was.
Yeah.
But but then I turned around. I bought all that rack stuff back from Gary.
Well, probably when you got more comfortable. Later. See, I'll tell you this much, man. For the amount of jobs that I've had where I haven't made, you know, I made shit money basically and made average money and stuff. I'm pretty thankful that I've never run into that situation where I needed to choose between eating, you know, or paying rent or mortgage in this case, or selling my shit, you know. And I see people have to go through that, and that's fucking tough, man.
I remember I called Gary up. I'm like, "Yo, can I buy my shit back?" He's like, "Oh yeah." And then I got a hold of Mulder. I'm like, "Can I have my stack back?" He's like, "No."
Yeah, with zero hesitation, right?
Yeah, he's like, "No." He's like, "I like it too much." I'm like, "Oh," I'm like, "Okay."
I could see Mulder doing that too, man. That's great. Fucking Mulder. So yeah, so I don't know that's I mean, it all goes down to that. That's why I try to be as disciplined as I can now, just so it never gets to that point again. I'll just, you know, get a little here, get a little there.
Well,
that was all I got. I didn't get anything new. As far as like third party or masterpiece or anything. Yeah, I don't really have any shout. I mean, I guess the fans of the Reflector Files on Instagram, shout out to those cats. That's very near 7th. Actually, by the time this drops, it might be at 7,000. So that's cool. Didn't really work on any new projects. Been kind of like giving my brain a couple of weeks off to do nothing but chill.
Yeah.
You know how you need that every once in a while. You got to take time away from being creative so you don't burn the fuck out.
It's like I was gonna do something else with another music video thing from it, and that's when I went back to that material, and I think I perfected the whole, like, it doesn't look like it's rendered look anymore. So I think I'm pretty set with that now. Pretty finished with it. Did you see that? You didn't? I don't know if you saw it or not.
Which one?
The purple cube.
The purple. It was in the chat.
Yeah.
No, I probably
you don't freak on the chat.
No. I usually do, but I was like, man, you know, I wish I could just not yell at people on the internet. But I was like fighting people. I was fighting people in the fucking G.I. Joe groups all fucking the last like 2 days. Cause like sometimes Vanessa puts pics in there and shit, man. And it's like they make a big deal, like she's got like, you know, like her boobs hanging out. But I'll look at the pictures, it'd be like a fucking an inch of cleavage and shit, and she'll be standing there with like a, you know, a Baroness figure or something, and like people are like fucking bashing her, and I go a little nuts when people. Well, first of all, so take the fucking nose ring out. You look like a fucking idiot or whatever. You look like the bull ring. Take the fucking bull ring out.
One of them just flat out called her a whore.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no,
somebody said, looks like somebody needed their attention.
Whoa.
Or whatever, or needed their attention photo or something like that.
Now let me back up and say most people were cool.
What group was that?
Most people were cool.
It
was in two. It was G.I. Joe
Extraordinary Collectors.
That one and that one, and there was a G.I. Joe group. But yeah, I had to back up because I can't say that everybody was peckerheads. Like most people were cool and shit like that. But
yeah, it was just a couple of fucking asshole, fucking jealous. It was a bunch of fucking jealous fucking bitches, is what it was.
Well, yeah. So Jed, you'll laugh at this one, and I'll try to look it up real quick and send it over to you. But this one girl puts like a couple emojis and puts slut alert.
Yeah.
Right?
Whoa.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
So
Oh, it gets better.
Oh, it does.
So anyway,
what day was this?
This was yesterday. This was going on yesterday.
Holy shit!
And a little bit this morning. So
you like wake up. Oh, well, at least that's all over. Oh.
Right. So she says that. She says slut alert or whatever, and then her and Vanessa were going back and forth a little bit, and one of Vanessa's friends went on her page and found this picture. You know how, like, you know what they say, like people in glass houses. Oh, look at that block's cool, Jed. I just saw it. I just popped it in. I didn't know. When did you just put that in now? Yeah, that was cool. Yeah,
there's different sides of it, but the reflection and stuff. Like I said, I think I perfected it where it did not look like it was rendered by a computer, but it was more hand drawn. Looked.
Yeah, I like that. So anyway, I'm putting this picture in the chat. So this is what I put up.
Oh. Amazon wish.
But like, that's the girl that said it, and then that was on her page, and it's like, so,
yeah. And she's got the fucking audacity,
to
fucking say what she said.
What is that in her chest? Is that a pool stick?
It looks like a mascara.
Yeah,
brush
or something like that, or some shit or whatever.
Crack pipe.
Yeah, probably.
So there was a lot of that shit going on, and it's like, I usually remain fairly calm. I know you laugh because sometimes I go off on somebody when they bust my balls too, but like, I'm more cool.
Was that the picture that Vanessa posted?
Right there, yeah. The one with the Baroness one. So
there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, there's nothing. Not that anything's wrong with what anybody ever posts. If somebody wants to post themselves with their tits hanging out, more power to you.
Oh, exactly right.
No, but seriously, like, whatever anyone wants to show of themselves, have at it. And you should be free to do it without judgment from anyone else.
Were these like collectors groups?
Yeah.
Well, maybe she's a female and she felt threatened.
Well, there was her, and it was another one. There was another one, and it's like, and the thing that's like, funny,
we have all the hot dogs in this group. No intruding.
I even said that to the one. I'm like, well, so you're jealous, so you could have just fucking shut the fuck up and kept scrolling. But yeah, so that was going on, man. So I wasn't really spending too much time in the chat because I was just blasting people.
That shit was fucking uncalled for. There was no reason for it.
That picture that she put, like that one that you're looking at right there, that's like what that's not even like,
that's just rank hypocrisy right there.
That's Disney World compared to the shit, some of the shit that she posts.
Yeah, what a fucking bitch.
So yeah, so that was fun, I guess. I don't know. But it's like, I don't know. You fucking hate and I always like, it's always easier to tell somebody than it is for you to do it yourself. But it's like, man, you just gotta like just chill and just interact with the people that are cool, and don't even fucking give these assholes the time of day. But you can't help it sometimes, man, because they say the stupidest fucking shit. Like the one dude said something about, or put like nose ring and the tattoo that you could see like an inch of, and put like a bunch of puke emojis after it. And it's like, I just want to knock your fucking teeth out. I was telling Jay Brand earlier, Lev, I was like, whenever this situation pops up, I always just like, I daydream about, it's me and you. Like, instead of Jay and Silent Bob, it's me and you, and we're just traveling the countryside, fucking just beating people.
So murdering people and hiding the body?
Did you say stupid? Did you say stupid fucking clown shoe?
Stab.
Oh no, there would be no stabbing. It would just be fucking.
I mean, if you brought me, there would be.
Well, okay. Well, maybe I should take somebody else. Like, listen, I just wanted to.
It could be like, oh my god, what have I done?
Yeah,
right. I'm an accessory to murder.
Well, let's move the house too. So I guess we have to eat the body. Get rid of the evidence.
It's like, man, I just wanted to face mush a couple people, and you're like,
here I am chowing down on the corpse.
Jed, the 1 year, I can't remember what year it was, but we were going to a TF Con. It was me and Levy. It might have been the Chicago year. and this girl is like in the other lane right next to us, and he looks over, and she's a good looking chick, man. And Levy looks at me and he goes, man, I'd like to lick her fucking asshole, or some sort of, as Eddie Murphy would say, some sort of filth, flarn filth. And then she cut somebody off changing lanes and like almost caused a fucking 5-car pileup. And Levy's like, I want to slit her fucking throat with a butter knife. I'm like, wow, things change real quick with this dude.
Wow.
Like if people didn't know Levy and he was just like, that would have been a red flag, you know? Oh shit, I love Levy, man. Levy, you are definitely like, you're a teddy bear until something really pisses you to fuck off, and then you're like the fucking Tasmanian devil, and it's great. Yeah, so fuck all them people in the G.I. Joe groups.
It reminds me of this story that Lori told me about today. There was this girl said that, I don't know if you guys saw the news or not, it was in the New York Post. Yeah. She had too many like mimosas or whatever for lunch, and she like tripped and fell and knocked all her fucking teeth out of her mouth.
Oh Jesus. My god.
Hold on. Here's the that's the before, right? That's like, hey, let's go to lunch and have some drinks.
Oh,
and that's
no.
the after picture.
Oh man.
Oh man.
I said they didn't include the part where she did all that meth before that.
Oh man. She's, this isn't funny, but like in the second one,
it is funny.
No, it's not funny. It's not. No,
it's not, Jed.
But drinks that much where you fall over and bust all your teeth out of your mouth.
She does bear responsibility.
People, man. It's called getting drunk.
She does bear responsibility for it, but okay. So I'm not laughing at her for not having any teeth, but what I am going to laugh at is that in the second picture, like, look at her trying to squeeze a smile out as she's just like, yeah, right. I'm sorry. It is. You know what? I'm with you, Jed. It is funny. I'm sorry.
I'll tell you what, if I got so drunk that I knocked all the teeth out of my mouth, I wouldn't be posting it on fucking TikTok.
No,
that's for sure.
I don't know. Maybe somebody just got that of her. Maybe.
Either that. You know what though? People will do all sorts of stuff for clout nowadays.
You know what? What's kind of shameful? Like the reason I was initially in the Levy camp of not funny was because I looked at the first picture where she has all her teeth, and I'm like, oh, she's adorable and everything, you know.
Yeah, she looks like a cute girl.
And then she had no teeth, and it was like, oh fuck, man, you know. But then I was like, damn, dude, what kind of fucking human am I? Because if she was like a pig, you know, and lost her teeth, then it would have just automatically been funny. But you're like, oh. Like, did you ever? No, but listen, hear me out. Hear me out for a second. You ever see like a really heartbreaking story about like, oh, you know, this girl so and so she overdosed or something really fucking horrific happened, and people always tack on, oh, she was so pretty, and it's like, well, who cares? Like, so what? So if she was ugly, then it would have been fine if she fucking got drunk and fell over and her teeth got knocked the fuck out. But it's a problem because she's kind of cute, yeah. And I'm not. It's alone. Amazing
though, like, you know, getting your teeth knocked out and having your hair all messed up makes you look like, you know, 30 years older.
Seriously though,
like you did meth, or this is like the cocaine, the like the Transformers, you know, picture of the dudes, like the four squares. Yeah, it's like this is the.
She looked like the sea hag from Popeye, like Flashback Friday.
Oh my God! I thought this horrible thing. Oh,
I sincerely hope she has a great dental plan.
Go ahead, Jed. Add to your legacy.
This is when she like went out on a Saturday with her lunch, and then she came home and forgot to make her husband a sandwich.
Oh my God, dude!
Like the whole report, it's lies. She didn't have a drop of alcohol in her.
What happened to you? I fell. No, you didn't.
Oh, come on, dude!
You put bologna on there instead of that capicola.
You didn't cut the crust off. You didn't cut the crust off again. Damn it, Kathy! Now you get the belt. Sorry.
I'm not laughing at what you're saying. I'm laughing because you are a horrible human being.
It's the only way I know how to deal with this situation.
I make jokes when I'm nervous.
How does that go when I say something fucked up? You say the thoughts and opinions of the members of this podcast do not reflect whatever, whatever that is. That's I'm saying that right now. Whatever
you're disclaiming the disclaimer. The thoughts and opinions of Jed Varga not for like the rest of the cast members of Blackout and podcast.
Thank you for filling in.
Spousal abuse is not a laughing matter. Well, it was okay for the meth joke though.
Yeah, the meth joke was all right. Yeah. The meth joke was all right because she'd have been doing that shit to herself. I suppose.
But she's not doing meth.
Yeah.
At least we don't think she is.
That's the alias from
because the rest of her is not. The rest of her is not. Well, I don't know, man. Yeah, look, she has like a brush burn on her chin and shit. That's like right after the incident.
Yeah.
Shader, guys.
God.
Look at this. Look at the second picture. Just imagine Herbie saying, "I'm gonna slap your penis."
God.
Oh, God.
And there with a whoosh sound went all the female listeners of the show. I think even April unsubscribed on that one.
Oh my.
So Mike, shout outs.
Shout out to my dentist.
Shout out to all the ladies listening to the Blackout and Shout podcast.
Shout out to the ladies that are still here that are able to laugh.
I'm really not a woman hater. I just find it quite fun.
Yeah, believe us, if it would have been a toothless dude, we would have been doing all the same
all
shit
over it.
Minus the sandwich joke, probably. All right. Yeah. I have nothing else. I have no shout outs. No shout outs other than the listeners, obviously.
Jed. Did you get a chance to look at that Record of Lodoss War game I showed you?
I did.
There's a game?
It's like a Castlevania style.
Yeah. Did you ever see Castlevania Symphony of the Night?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Symphony of the Night was what, a game or a?
Yeah, it's an old PlayStation 1 game.
Okay.
But it was the Castlevania game that kind of changed the formula up and made it into more of a exploration game like Metroid.
I'm in Belmont.
So the whole genre is named Metroidvania. So kind of after those two games.
Yeah.
But basically this new game, it's called Record of Lodoss War. Deedlit in something. Deedlit in Wonder Castle, I think it's called. And basically, it's just Castlevania. And she even has the same walking animation as Alucard in Castlevania. Did you notice that, Jed?
Yeah, I did actually. Yep, I did. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's basically just Deedlit, running around.
Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth.
Yeah, like the subtitle Record of the Lodoss War. It's supposed to take place in the future of some sort. Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, it's only $20 on Steam. For those that, don't mind paying for their computer games.
I saw this PlayStation spring sale popped up. And I was looking at all this stuff. I'm like, $10? That's too much money. Who pays $10 for a 10-year-old game?
Well, that is kind of excessive, but it's not too bad.
Well, I saw some of the other ones. They're like on sale. I know Grand Theft Auto was like $80, and I'm like, what? That's
probably like the mega special edition or whatever.
Yeah, which has also when DJ was downstairs that one day, and I said, "Hey man, if the video game, would you buy it?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Huh? can see it. What are new games now, Levy? Are they
for the new consoles for PS5 and Xbox Series? They're like $70 now. They upped them up to $10. But I mean, in all honesty, like even on the 8th gen systems where they were like, when they're still $60 or whatever, you're not, most games you're not getting the full game at $60 because you have like all these different special edition versions that will have content you can't get otherwise. DLC packages that you have to buy to get, so you're never getting the full game for $60 anymore.
Yeah, so if you wait like a year or two and they have like a game of the year version or something, you usually get all that stuff.
Yeah, and then they resell it for $60. So, but I mean, really, like your best value for games is probably like the Steam sales.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've seen some of those.
$10 in those Steam sales.
There was what did I see that was really good? It was the whole damn it! Now I forgot the name of the game. What's the one with the little girl and the big robot guy with the drill hand?
BioShock.
Man, BioShock. Thank you. It was like all the BioShock games for the PC for like $5.
Yeah. Yeah,
like all of them.
Wait for one of the big Steam sales. You got the Steam summer sale, Halloween sale, autumn sale, and the winter sale. Because I don't think they do a spring sale anymore. Oddly enough, but like the winter sale is like the biggest sale of the year because Christmas and shit. But they always have deep discounts for a lot of games. So like Project Cars 2. That game still retails on Steam for like $50 or $60, I think, and I got it for $10 during a Steam sale.
Yeah, they definitely have some really good deals.
Yeah,
not that I ever really bought anything off of there, but
I buy games on the Steam sale and never play them.
I have games that I still have PlayStation 3 games that have the wrap on it yet. I never opened.
Yeah,
just sitting there. Mass Effect. I think the Mass Effect trilogy I have is PS3 still sitting there, unwrapped. Or I mean, wrapped, like fucking sealed and shit.
Yeah, probably the best deals in gaming right now are, like I said, those Steam sales and the Xbox Game Pass. So those are probably the best deals in gaming right now. If you have either of the, or if you do the Steam sales, or if you get subscribed to Game Pass, you that's all you need, really. I mean, there's just so much good content.
Well, I mean, unless there's, like, I was looking at the PlayStation sale because of exclusives, where you can't find the fucking game anywhere else on PlayStation.
Yeah. Oh, and you can go find good sales on there too.
But I mean, like, what was the game we were talking about? Bloodborne.
Mm-hmm.
That was still like $18.
Yeah.
And that's
because it's popular. It's popular. It's wildly,
but it's
popular.
an exclusive, and if they can charge anything they want for it too.
That too. It's
like, you can't get anywhere else, so we're fucking gonna give you. We're still gonna hit you up for at least $20 for the game.
Yeah. But you should check out Sekiro. That's not exclusive.
I do want to. So, yeah, I do want to check that out next.
Really good. Like I said, I love those games. I'm just not very good at them. So
I played, like I said, like up to the first boss in Dark Souls, and I liked it. I really liked it a lot. It was I liked the you have to think about your combat instead of just running in there and fucking trying to be fucking it's not like Dynasty Warriors, not Dynasty Warriors time, No,
you do that, you die quickly. But even if you don't do that, you do try to think your way through the fights, you're going to die a lot. So
like really, you have to start over and you run through the same map again. But you're like, I'm not going to beat this guy. I'm just going to run past them. And then you're fighting the other dudes. And like he comes sneaking up behind you and stabs you in the back. And now you're fighting like 5 guys. And you're like, shit. So yeah, that's cool. It's kind of like a Groundhog Day type of play over, I guess you want to call it. But anyway, Mike, should we move on to the news?
Yeah, let's do it.
I only had two people in the people who died in the past 2 weeks. There was a few other people, but kind of like focusing on the pop culture stuff. Mark Elliott was 81. He was the American voiceover artist. He did all the Disney movie trailer voiceovers and stuff. That guy.
Hmm.
And he also did, I think he did some stuff for like some channels, but he died. He had a heart attack. So
how old was he?
81.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But you know that you know the voice when you listen to like the coming up on Disney, you know, blah, blah, blah type of trailer voice. So, you know, expect John Bailey to come swooping in for that job anytime soon.
Yeah.
It's true. I'm not making a joke. That's probably going to happen. James Hampton died. He was 84.
Mm-hmm.
He was the dad in Teen Wolf.
Oh, really?
He also was in F Troop and the original Longest movie.
Original what?
Longest Yard.
Oh.
Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
He had complications from Parkinson's disease.
Oh, he had Parkinson's also?
He did.
Hmm.
He was also a director. I didn't really look up to see what else he directed, but yeah, the most I remember him from was like F Troop and Teen Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the people that died. And of course,
there was another one today.
Yeah. Who is that?
DMX.
DMX, right?
Yeah. DMX died today, and Prince Philip.
Prince Philip, that's right.
The Queen's husband.
Yeah, Lori was telling me all about that. She watched The Crown, so she was on. It was like, you know, it's like when someone in real life dies that is being based off of.
Yeah. He was 99.
Yes. Yep.
Imagine they're planning out his like 100th birthday party, and they're like, "Fuck."
It was June, I think, was his birthday.
So they would have been. Damn.
Yeah.
99 is a good ride, man.
Yeah.
DMX, I guess he died of I truthfully did not read any of the articles, but somebody told me, somebody at work told me that he died of an OD.
Yeah, I think he had a drug problem.
Yeah.
He was he was in a coma, I believe, for a week.
Yeah. And they pulled the plug today.
Yeah.
Lori sent me
sad.
that too. And he had 14 kids.
Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me?
I think that's what you might have to fact check. I think that's what the number was.
Invest in condoms or like get snipped after like 9 or 10 of them, right? Christ. But I mean, like, it's all joking aside, that's fucking sad that many kids are left behind, you know. 50. He was 50 years old. Hate to see that shit.
So let's move on to the trailers. We got like 10 of them. It's a big night tonight for trailers. Couldn't believe how it's like been so slow the past. Now we're getting like just charged with like all these trailers at one shot. So Mike, what trailer did you find the most interesting?
Well, you know me, man. The two Marvel ones, but especially the Loki one. I love Loki, man. I love Loki. yeah, probably the Loki one.
Do tell.
Well, so you know, I listen to that comics channel from time to time, and he had just put some shit up about the Time Variance Authority. So I kind of got like a little bit more of a background because I truthfully did not really know anything about them. So now that I understood it and kind of like can catch what the fuck is going on, but yeah, that trailer just looks so good, man. Loki's just a great character, dude. They could do so much with him. But there was one line in it that caught me off guard, or not caught me off guard, but confused me a little bit when what's his face, Wedding Crashers, Owen Wilson. They were talking, and he said something about the Loki, like him not being the real Loki, or another. What you know which line I'm talking about?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Levy. What did he say?
I don't remember exactly what he said, but I remember
what I'm talking about though. So it's like, well, so who is this Loki?
He's the one that took the Soul Stone in the alternate, or the Tesseract in the alternate timeline.
That's when they were in the lobby of the building.
Endgame.
Right.
Oh, okay. I'll help.
Because the Prime Loki's dead.
Right. So he really did die by Thanos at the beginning of
in the Prime
Infinity.
Timeline.
Right.
So
okay. All right. Okay.
Josh told me that Josh told me that the comic where Owen Wilson's character, I think his name's Mobius B. Mobius, was when he first appeared in a Fantastic issue. I think it was in the early 90s. that comic like shot up in price.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
As they're wont to do. That usually happens.
DC.
I can
DC,
see like the first White Vision, appearance. That kind of I can, but this guy,
but Owen Wilson,
it was like very minor character.
It went from $4 to $6.
I don't know. MC is a hot property right now. So I mean, anything that's related to it, I think I can definitely see it.
Levy,
it's not going to be a long-term thing, I don't think.
DC told me that at the comic shop. That's that everybody does that shit. Like if they even get a hint of some character coming out, people try to grab up the first appearances, and he said it doesn't matter who the fuck it is.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And like I said, it's not a permanent thing. Like the hype, goes up and then it just dies off just as quick. So if you got it, sell it, and then buy it 2 years from now, for less than what you can probably pay for it the first time.
The one thing that's interesting about that though is that was an introduction into a Fantastic. So in the Fantastic Four comic, that whole time variance authority first appeared. So that could always lend to, that being something to do with the Fantastic Four maybe later on.
Well, let's not get our hopes up because everyone thought the X-Men were going to come from WandaVision too. So
there was actually an article about that. The director explained more as to why they cast what's that dude's name?
Evan
Peters.
Why they cast him. And it wasn't just because of they didn't realize nothing or whatever. They actually had this real deep psychological thing about it. They brought in a grief counselor, and they were saying one of the things that people really tend to do in grief is they have anxiety and PTSD over forgetting someone's face or how they sound, and they tend to supplement what was real and what what they think of in their head. And they say casting him would kind of lent toward that whole thing with her losing her brother. So it was like a loss thing. So so they actually there was kind of a plan behind it, but not
there was a loss thing. Wait, but how does that equate to her seeing Evan Peters as Quicksilver and not the original guy that played Quicksilver? I'm not making the connection.
Because he died in Age of Ultron.
Right? Yeah.
So she's remembering him wrong.
Huh.
And they also said it kind of lent toward the audience as well. So it was like a double mind fuck. So the audience and her were getting that misinterpretation of how Quicksilver used to look.
Yeah.
It was like as a cycle.
Plus, it was definitely a nod to thing. Plus, it was definitely a nod to the Fox.
Oh yeah,
films and stuff. So it's a whole slew of things. But no, I definitely see what you're saying.
I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this more, but I'm not sure if I was going to save it for the Falcon and Winter Soldier conversation. But did you guys watch today's?
No, I didn't. April has been working 12 hours all week, so we didn't get a chance to watch it yet. So we're going to watch it tomorrow.
I did not watch it either. It's called work, Mike. Some of us work. That joke's never gonna get old.
No.
Black Widow. Then, if you're on the Marvel shtick, you say you're really interested in the Black Widow Marvel movie trailer.
Yeah. So the wait. I do have one other question before Black Widow. You did watch episode 3 of Winter Falcon or Falcon and Winter Soldier, right?
I did watch Winter Falcon.
We should probably talk about that at some point, maybe after the trailers.
Yeah, I have a couple other ones too.
Okay. So this whole Black Widow thing is going to be like the story of her becoming Black Widow, I guess, right? Is that what we're looking at?
What's that?
I think it's gonna be like a twofold thing, right? Where they're gonna show more of her past, but also things happening in that present, which I'm not entirely sure when it is.
I think this is taking place in the 5-year gap.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. After everybody dusted.
Yeah, during the blip, as they call it.
Wait, during the blip?
Yeah,
makes sense.
But how are they? But she's not around after the blip.
No, I'm saying during the 5-year gap when everyone was gone. I mean, what was everyone doing? I mean, there was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't really explain what anyone was doing during that time.
Yeah.
5 years is a long time.
Cap was doing counseling for directors.
Yeah.
And,
there's plenty of time where she could have gone back. I mean, and it makes sense too. Like you lost everything. You kind of, go back to where you came from and
just
start
like that
over
Star
from the
Trek
beginning.
episode, right? Just like that Star Trek episode when Picard went back after he got fucked up by the Borg and he went back to see his brother.
Yeah. Family. That's one of my favorite Next Generation episodes.
So Mike, I know you're not a Trekkie or wait, now is it Trekkie or Trek Levy?
Who fucking cares?
I think it's Trek.
I hear Trek.
No, it's actually it most serious Trek fans like to be called Trekkers. But who gives a fuck?
Nah, the Trekkies want to be called Trekkers because they don't want to be called Trekkies. It's like that Trekkie is like derogatory or some shit,
Yeah.
But Trekker,
I mean, I don't give a fuck. I love Star Trek. I don't care what kind of connotations people have with it.
Right.
If people want to look down on me for it, I don't give a fuck.
This is a safe space, Levy.
It's what I enjoy.
You like whatever the fuck you want to like.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you fucking nerd.
Just don't try to force it on the rest of us.
So in that episode, Mike, previous to that, Captain Picard got captured by the Borg and was like turned into one, and he was forced to he was assimilated, and he had to murder like all of these people that were in Starfleet.
39. He helped to destroy 39 ships at the Battle of Wolf 359.
Okay, Levy, why don't you tell a story because you know all the details. I do not.
You're basically
the blanks.
When you were trying to make it through that sentence, his fucking fingers were over there twitching and shit. Like you couldn't wait.
My eye was twitching. Absolutely.
His Trekkie spider sense was tingling.
Trekkie sense.
He's like, this guy's gonna fuck it all up, man.
Yeah.
No, basically when the Borg assimilated him.
What was the name of it? Dog 439.
Yeah. Yeah, that was what it was called. I mean, it wasn't in any way called Wolf 359 because that's the name of the actual star.
Wolf 359. You got it.
Yeah, that's a real star. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Wolf 359.
Sean's a real person too. Sean's a real person too.
Yeah, I do. I know that. Thank you. Anyway, but yeah, so when the Borg assimilated Picard, they took all of his knowledge as a Starfleet captain, used it against the Federation, destroyed 39 ships, murdered or assimilated a whole bunch of Federation or Starfleet, and Federation citizens. So he was deeply traumatized. So in the next episode, he decided to take a leave of absence and go home and visit his family. So
right, which is his brother.
Time to
shit at him all the time.
Yeah, gave him time to reflect on the situation and his trauma and what he'd done, and
and his big brother basically
gave him time to realize he didn't have to blame himself.
And his brother basically told him, stop being a big fucking pussy, and beat the shit out of him. And then he came back out of it, the Captain Picard that all the Trekkers love. Is that correct, Levy?
Well, he basically told him to not be so hard on himself.
Right.
Yeah. Didn't call him a pussy.
He basically did.
No,
he said, stop fucking crying.
He was understanding about it. I mean, he's like, you have been awfully hard on yourself.
He said he didn't say it. He was like,
he absolutely did. He absolutely did.
Go back and watch the episode. He basically told him, he's like, get off your fucking, stop being.
Oh, there were times when he said that sort of thing, yes. But when they had the fight, I'm not getting into this.
This is a Trekkie debate, not a Trekker conversation. No, it ended well. They rolled around in the mud. They had a good chuckle, and then Picard went back to Starfleet. And then they all burned and died in a fire.
There's that twitch again.
Mike left, so let's keep talking about Black Widow. He did. As soon as he gets like super hard, he like tunes out for video games. Now's a good time. Let's talk about the Star Trek trailers. It's a good segue.
Oh yeah.
What did you think of the Lower Decks? Did you watch all those, by the way?
I have not watched like the last 2 episodes yet of this first season.
I was on mute. Sorry, but I wanted to quick say when you guys start doing the Star Trek shit, I'm like Homer Simpson, like into the bushes.
I know it's high intelligence talk for you.
It's a little highbrow sci-fi for you.
we just I don't know why it came up yesterday, Levy, or Jed, but we were telling Vanessa's daughter about how you made us fucking watch Excalibur, and I was homicidal for 45 minutes.
What's this mermaid waffles bullshit here?
Yo, how funny is that though? That picture is just great. Look at the dude.
Blue waffle. Come on now. Oh, shit's so gross.
So do you want to say anything else about Black Widow trailer?
I want to say something.
I want to say one quick. Oh, is it going to be what I think it is, Levy? Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm just going to say that I have a real big thing for freaking Florence Pugh.
Oh, who?
Yeah, the blonde chick.
Oh, her sister or whatever.
I guess.
Black. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think she's just. Yeah, I could look at her all day.
She did some really good acting in the wrestling movie with The Rock.
Oh, Fighting With My Family. I love that movie.
That was a good movie.
Did you see Midsummer?
Oh,
yes.
Was she in that?
Yeah.
That's right. She was that.
Yeah, she was the main character.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting because she's blonde.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's made by the same person who did Hereditary.
I'm not familiar with that.
You never seen Hereditary?
No, but I watched Midsummers.
Oh, okay, yeah, Hereditary. That's the one where the that family with the strange-looking daughter that does the clicking with her tongue every now and then.
No, doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, yeah, you need to watch Hereditary. Have you seen that, Mike?
No.
Okay, yeah, you guys need to watch that fucking movie.
Oh,
yeah, seriously, that movie's a mind fuck.
Is this like a Train to Busan watch, or is it like a
no,
like a Happy Death Day watch?
No. That movie's seriously fucked up. It's one of the most fucked up horror movies I've seen in a long time.
Really?
Just because the final 20 minutes of this movie.
Yeah. But yeah, but
I mean there's a whole bunch of fucked up shit in this movie too. Leading up to it, but I mean, yeah.
Hereditary, is that what you said it's called?
It's called Hereditary. Huh. Fucking watch that shit, dude. Holy crap. I'm surprised you guys haven't seen it yet. I mean, Jesus Christ, that movie was fucked up.
You'd be surprised at how many, for being horror fan, like how many horror movies I didn't see. Cause it's even what was the last? Oh, Event Horizon. I just saw Event Horizon for the first time.
That movie's so good.
Since it came out. It's
so good despite having been directed by Paul W.S. Anderson.
Yeah. But I mean, my point is that I bet you there's a lot of good shit that I still haven't seen.
Yeah. It took you how long to see Excalibur?
Yeah.
30 years.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw the thing. I don't think I saw more. I don't think I saw the thing. I think maybe.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I think maybe when Jed, which gets you off for Excalibur, by the way. It cancels each other out, so you have a clean slate.
But yeah, no, you and Vanessa will love that movie. I'm almost certain of it.
I just Googled it, and the kid is just already creepy looking.
Oh, the girl?
The little girl that looks like she's about 45 years old.
Yeah, she's a little weird looking.
Yeah.
So I've been watching a lot of that Mr. Sunday movies. Caravan of Garbage stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're pretty good.
Did you watch the Mortal Kombat one yet?
Yeah, I watched it last night when you posted it.
So I learned a lot of little trivia bits, but Paul W.S. Anderson directed. He directed Mortal Kombat, right?
Yep.
And then he turned down the sequel to go do Event Horizon.
Yeah, it's his fault that Annihilation sucked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nah, well, I think it's partially maybe his fault that Annihilation sucked, but I think Annihilation was headed for disaster.
It's his fault through absence.
As soon as the script was written, it was headed for disaster.
Yeah, the movie was terrible.
The other thing I learned was that the special effects guy that did The Thing, he also did the effects for the masks in Mission Impossible.
Rob Bottin?
I think that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
He also did the effect for Total Recall when it was that woman. She's like 2 weeks, 2 weeks, and her head splits open.
Yeah. He also helped to create the RoboCop suit.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Huh. Yeah.
What's really funny is with the RoboCop suit, Peter Weller couldn't go up and down steps in that suit. Except for one scene, they had to show him going down the steps, and that was when the Ed 209 was chasing him, right? Now watch that scene again and watch how he climbs down those steps, because he scoots down those steps like he's got a load in his diapers, man. It's so funny looking. But the suit was so bulky he couldn't actually sit in the car with the full suit on. So anytime you see him actually sitting in the car, know that he's got no pants on.
Yeah, it's like the Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
You're coming with me. Did you guys want to say anything else about Black Widow?
That poster that was going around with the camel toe, was that real or did somebody Photoshop?
That's Photoshop. There's no way that Disney would have released a fucking image like
put a penis on the Little Mermaid, man.
That was really well hidden. This is like plainly obvious.
Yeah, that would never.
Yeah, no, the spire was very well hidden. It was not immediately noticeable. I mean, the camel toe in this is like front and center.
Some pushy lips.
No, that's not. Nope, didn't happen. Segue to Star Trek. Segue to Star Trek, so Mike can go get a coffee or whatever. So you were saying, Levy, you didn't see all the episodes of.
Yeah, I didn't finish season 1 yet, and I
you know what?
I loved it. I thought the show was hilarious.
You jest, but I am going to run down and grab a drink real quick.
I know.
Okay, I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah. So like I still have to watch the last 2 episodes, but I did watch the trailer, and that trailer looks really good.
What is it? What does it even mean?
I saw a clip where Q showed up.
In the lower decks.
Yeah, there's I saw a clip where like I guess they just went through something like big and climactic and everything like that, and Q shows up and he's like, oh, just go bother Picard or something.
They're like, no,
we are not doing this now, Q. Just go bother Picard. It's like, oh, Picard, but he's boring.
Did you? I don't know if it was the last episode or the second last. Maybe. Did you see where like the entity? It was like and they were like they caught it.
The
and they
entity?
told them to make. Yeah, it was like an entity, and they
like
caught it.
Entity?
Yeah, kind of. Well, it was just like a blob type of thing that was like floating through the ship, and they caught it like in a canister. And I forget what the girl's name. And they wanted to. It was the episode where they wanted the high end tricorders that the other ship had.
No, I didn't see that one. I might have to watch the whole thing over again.
It's so good. And like they basically wanted them to make them a tricorder. Like, oh, you can do anything, right? They're like, you can make anything. Like, if you make us a new tricorder, we'll let you go. And he's like, and he's like, there you go. It's really funny. It was like right in the beginning, I think, of the one episode, probably one of the last ones, maybe. But it's a good show. I like that a lot. Yeah. Funny.
Yeah, it's funny too, because like I heard people criticizing shows again. That's not Star Trek, and it's like,
yeah,
you know what? Not.
It's funny though.
Yeah, well, you know what though? Like Star Trek has always been one to break its own rules.
Did you see the point where they're in the holodeck, or and he was trying to train him, the engineer guy to be like,
he had that little Star Trek symbol went crazy. It's like,
but I think it was like he was trying to figure out like what job he wanted to do, and he was trying to train him for command. And he's like, just use the Janeway protocol.
Wow! And like it's like everybody. Wow, and all the training simulations I've ever been through, that's never happened.
Let's do more simulations with kids dying. It's a good show. I can't wait for that to come. And Discovery, that's a really good show too.
Really? I don't know. I have not had any interest in Discovery at all.
I really like it.
After I learned that the ship travels through fungus warp and it does that weird spinny thing, I'm like, But I think really more it's the fungus warp.
It's a plot device. It's a
mushroom warp or whatever. It's some sort of space fungus that they use to travel through.
Yeah, it's a plot device because in the beginning, the captain was like, basically had a creature that was they were torturing to make that shit work. And you know, the whole thing happens. It's really good. Jason Isaacs is the captain, and I really, really like that show because it's the same thing where people go, yeah, it's not Star Trek. You know, you look past it and the potential that it has. Mm-hmm. It's a really well written and it's a really well done show. It's really good, especially now that they're in the future. They can take any liberty they want whatsoever because now that it's like unwritten, you know, source material. So they're just writing canon as they go.
Several hundred years in the future now.
Yeah, it's really awesome. I highly recommend my favorite. What do you think of the Picard trailer?
Oh, I'm very excited to see Q come back.
Do you think?
I'm wondering how. What's that?
You think so?
Oh yeah, I'm very excited. I love Q. Q's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, how are you gonna explain like he's like super?
I think he's gonna do it to mock Picard. He's gonna appear as an old man to you know, or as an aged Q to mock Picard.
Do you think like? And
they may even try doing some de-aging stuff. They're gonna have to do better than they did with Data last season.
You know the Patrick Stewart thing. Don't you think he's still too old now to kind of like be playing that part?
Oh, I mean, as long as you know. No, I don't think he's too old. I mean, he's an old man. But like as long as he's not running around jumping and you know doing you know crazy phaser action shots and stuff like that, you know. I mean, as long as they make it, you know, Trek, you know, where it's, you know, and play to Picard's strengths, you know, which has always been diplomacy and talking things through, but you know, being willing to fight when he has to, you know. I mean, because like you can be, you know, you don't have to be young and fit to you know command a starship in a battle, you know.
Right.
So,
how do you think they're gonna dig out the whole bullshit? He's an android now.
I don't know. Well, I mean, for all intents and purposes, he's a biological human. You know,
still a droid.
Well, no, but like those androids, those advanced androids were biologically human.
Yeah.
Just like you know, much like the Cylons from Battlestar.
Kind of shitty writing.
Well, I told you before, my biggest complaint was that they took the great lesson that they were trying to impart with Data,
right?
You know, and Data's desire to die, and completely flush it down the toilet 30 seconds later by bringing Picard back.
Yeah,
you know, because
exactly.
They made this very point where, like, you know, it's like, you know, things have to have an end, you know, in order for them to have meaning. And you know, that's why Data no longer wanted to exist in that limbo that he was in.
Yeah,
you know, he just wanted things to end. You know, he wanted his life to have meaning. So they let him die. Picard was at the same juncture. He was either dead or he was, you know, very close to death. And what do? They bring him back to life and return and reestablish the status quo. And it's like, you just 30 seconds ago. And now you just contradicting all of that.
It's Paramount. They're going to get as much blood from that stone as they can.
No, like it could have been just such a great series if it just been a one-off season, and it would have been a great send-off for Picard and Patrick Stewart from the Star Trek Legacy, and you know, and his greatest, his great contribution at the end was to save, you know, a whole race of androids, you know, and that would have been the greatest tribute to his friend Data by saving all of the androids that came after him, that came from him, you know, and then he dies, and that would have been the perfect end. And what do? They shit all over that. So it's like, I hated the ending of that. Though, like I said, I am excited to see Q come back. So,
yeah, maybe we'll make him a real boy. Who knows?
But I heard that it's going to be. I heard season 2 is going to have a big time travel component.
Right. Well, I mean, that's all they talked about in the trailer was time.
Yeah. So here's a little bit of trivia.
Hourglass sand going backwards.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So I'm wondering if they're going to try and utilize better de-aging technology.
I hope so. And then they'll go back and show his greatest hits of his life or something.
Yeah, because like I said, that what they did with Data was not good.
Mm-hmm.
It did not look good at all.
Before we get down the Star Trek black hole here, and Mike falls asleep.
No, I did have one little bit of trivia.
Cool.
John Delancey, right? He plays Q.
Mm-hmm.
He plays a very similar, from what I understand, I don't watch the show, I don't know anything about it, I just heard about this. He plays a very similar character in My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, where he plays this character who's like an omnipotent being and just comes and creates chaos and mischief for the ponies and whatnot. But then he, like, I guess he comes kind of like a more sympathetic or friendly character as the series goes on.
I like how you put the disclaimer in the front. Like, I don't watch it.
Oh, I absolutely had to put that disclaimer. I absolutely do not watch this show. I know nothing about it. This is just from what I've heard. But he plays a character very much like Q. I guess he's like a dragon or something. I don't know. I watched a few clips of his character and stuff like that. So
cool.
But like, he does the same thing. He shows up and causes mischief for everybody. Brings does all sorts of weird magic shit, and so.
That's awesome. Levy, what trailer interests you?
I don't even remember all the trailers here. Let me take a look. Let me bring them up, the list here. Jupiter's Legacy. That actually looked really, really cool.
I never read the book, but it looks very interesting.
Yeah.
It's a Mark Millar story.
Mm-hmm. I like, even before I saw his name, I kind of got the impression, because it just like the story, like, or what they were conveying through the trailer, seemed very much like something that he would write, I think. Yeah,
I agree. I like the photography, the design of the sets and everything.
Cinematography?
Cinematography. It looked really nice. It looked like a lot better than what I thought it. Like, was it Netflix, I think? Netflix show?
Yeah. It's coming in May.
But it's what's his name? Josh Duhamel? Duhamel, yeah. From Transformers. Mm-hmm. Okay, I didn't recognize anybody else.
Yeah.
But no, that premise.
What do you think of Jupiter's Legacy?
I don't know. I guess I got to see more of it. Like, more. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't look like anything I haven't seen already. Like, nothing really stood out to me. I mean, it looked cool. Visually, it looked great, and I guess it'll be a fun watch, but I don't know. It just didn't look, I didn't see anything unique about it.
What's I thought the Rick and Morty trailer was pretty cool.
The Rick and Morty trailer was funny as fuck.
They had,
I love the Voltron parts, man.
And there was a Transformer in there too.
And the Transformer,
yeah.
One day I'm gonna have to watch all the Rick and Morty, like, from the beginning.
That's on HBO Max.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, the first 4 seasons. I never actually finished season 4 yet either.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a bunch of them, but I've just never seen. I haven't seen all of them.
They're really good. How about another trailer, Mike?
That Batman looked cool, man.
That's
Batman Halloween.
Yeah, it's a long Halloween.
I love the graphic novel. I read that. That was really good. I love how they took. Oh, go ahead, Jim.
I said I really like Jensen Ackles as Batman. He does a really good job, in my opinion. Yeah. He did the Red Hood before the other one.
Under the Red Hood.
Yeah, I really like his voice for Batman. I mean, it's not like over the top like Christian Bale, and it's not like smooth, silky like what's his name?
Conroy.
Yeah, Kevin Conroy. But it has a good middle ground between the two.
Mm-hmm. The thing I love about Long Halloween is they took a long-standing mort of a character like Calendar Man and turned him into something actually kind of cool.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Turned him into like a Hannibal Lecter type psychotic murderer. Because before that, like, he was just like a criminal who themed his crimes around holidays and stuff. So he would rob a bank on July 4th dressed as Uncle Sam or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds dumb.
But well, it's incredibly dumb. It's a product of its time, from the 60s and whatnot.
Right. It's kind of like the same thing they did with Mr. Freeze. Like, he was just some random Joker, like he was just robbing banks. And then they gave him a whole, wife's backstory and gave his character like meaning.
Yeah, well, that was actually the animated series that did that.
Right.
So he'd been that pointless character for so long with like no discernible, with no real background or story to him, and then animated series completely rewrites the character and changes the character even in the comics from thereafter.
That was actually Paul Dini's first story, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so is he the writer or he the director?
Paul Dini, he was one of the writers on animated series.
Yeah, the writer.
Yeah. Calendar Man in this, he's actually really chilling. And that version of Calendar Man was I think a big influence on the depiction of Calendar Man in Batman Arkham City, the video game.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of just instead of robbing banks dressed as Uncle Sam, like he would actually murder people, based on like holidays and stuff. And that was really, and it's just the way they depicted him is really, really chilling.
What'd you guys think of the Bad Batch trailer for Star Wars?
I know nothing about the Bad Batch. I have not watched the Clone Wars yet. I've heard of them. I know nothing about them though. So I mean, I'm assuming that they were characters in the Clone Wars.
Yes.
What's that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, but I know nothing about them. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I should watch this before watching Clone Wars.
It's like one of those things where I think you don't have to, but you get a little bit more from it if you did. Type of thing. But I like the idea behind it. Like they're all clones, but they all have their own specific talents. One's the sniper, the one that guy's the explosive guy, the other guy's like the brains. It's kind of like an A-team thing, That's what I really like about a lot of stories they can write around, because of all the different things that they could do outside of just being a stupid clone.
Yeah.
No, that interests me a lot. I haven't watched all the Clone Wars stuff either.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that looks really good. And let's see, there was two more. There's the full trailer for Shadow and Bone, that fantasy show. I know Levi, you mentioned it before. It was like, oh, it sounds like you were going to write. Yeah,
well, I guess there's that shadow, I don't know, realm area, veil. I don't know, but no, this trailer it looked really cool. I'm very interested in seeing this.
Mike, did you have any interest in this?
Not like rush out and see it or rush in and see it.
Yeah.
What is it? Netflix?
Yeah.
And is it a series or a movie?
Series.
A series? Nah, I don't. Man, one more fucking series. Nah, I'm good. Like it looks all right. There's a lot of imagine you watched everything that looked a little interesting, man. You'd be watching a lot of fucking TV and not doing much else.
Welcome to my life.
Yeah, I'm like Friday, Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier, or WandaVision before it was like
Winter Falcon.
The Winter Falcon. That was a thing. It's like, Friday around 2:00, I'm texting Vanessa and it's like, WandaVision when I get home. At least at the end of the season, because you guys are busting my balls, so I had to start catching up. But now I've made it a thing. Now, as soon as I get home on a Friday, it is basically straight to the workout and then straight to the TV and get them episodes in. But outside of that, man, I just, unless something really grabs me by the bipper, I'm not watching it. Unless it grabs a lot of other people by the bipper, in which case they're like, "Yo, man, you need to check this out."
Mm-hmm.
Like Hereditary.
Yeah. Yep.
I think it might be on Amazon Prime or Netflix.
What's that, Levy?
I said I think Hereditary might be on Amazon Prime or Netflix.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll find it. I don't know. Vanessa has that and Hulu and every other fucking digital whatever.
And last but not least,
yes,
Space Jam.
What
do you guys think of Space Jam?
Here's another thing I don't give a shit about either. And it's partially because I don't know that I care about Space Jam to begin with, but Jordan, don't give me, LeBron. I'm just I just wheel Jordan out at age 60 and let him do it. I'm a LeBron hater. I'm not a LeBron hater. But
this is for the next generation of kids who, that's their basketball hero.
Wheel Jordan out. We'll Paul Pierce out.
Michael Jordan is.
I know, right? No, they'll know him, but they won't know him from like being, a 6-time champion with the Bulls. They'll know him from like the meme, the crying. It's like, oh, that's that crying dude in that meme.
Shoes. They'll know from the shoes.
The shoes. The
oh,
shoes.
There's actually a guy. There's a guy that wore those.
Oh, he played? I don't know. I don't care about this movie either. Man, I didn't care about like hardly anything this time around except for like the Marvel shit and that
You're
one
a
other
terrible
one.
nerd.
I am sometimes I'm a terrible nerd. Sometimes I am.
I think it looks great, and I'm not a big basketball fan. I think it looks good.
It looks great. Yeah, I agree with you there. At least from what I saw in the trailer, it visually.
I like how they transform, from the 2D characters into the 3D CGI.
Yeah,
that was cool. Do you want to talk about the Pepe Le Pew, whatever?
Yeah, I'll say something about it. I'll say something about it. I bet you had Pepe Le Pew and wait, who was Speedy, right? Had nobody said anything, I don't think anybody would have noticed they weren't there. Like, it's just like he had all those characters, and it's like, who the fuck is gonna go? Hey, man, where was Pepe? Like,
yeah.
But
if nobody had said anything, though, I'm pretty sure people would have noticed that Lola Bunny's tits were smaller.
Yeah. There's this whole like, I don't know, this whole cancel culture thing. I mean, I know we don't usually do politics, but I don't know. I don't know. Did anybody really care about that? I can't speak for, I'm not Mexican and shit, so I don't know how Mexicans feel about Speedy or whatever, but like,
there's a lot of characters that were in like Looney Tunes just aren't like, appropriate. It's you look at some of that stuff that they did back in the 30s and like 40s. It's really bad. It's bad shit.
Yeah. Some of them, yeah.
So a skunk that's a rapist is and the Mexican rat running around. It can offend some people,
right? And I completely agree. I completely agree with you there. But like, did it do anything to us seeing that shit?
Well, it's not really us though. That's it's
kids
depicting
kids today.
Well, no, it's racial generalizations and stereotypes of Mexican people.
Right.
Yeah.
That's less than flattering.
Right. I mean,
stereotypes and stuff.
Usually they would start, the Speedy Gonzales episode with like his buddy the mouse being like all lazy and just not working and drinking all day.
Right, yeah, right.
So that's
but I mean, thing. Like, I don't think that's a Mexican thing. I think that's like everybody knows that guy, and everybody knows that guy, and they're like every race.
I mean, I don't think that they should get rid of the character. Yeah. I think that maybe they could reimagine him and adapt him to be more compatible with today's sensibilities.
Right.
How about Speedy comes in and he's just like, oh, Jefferson, old chap, right? What are they going to...
Just don't make the fact that he's Mexican the central part of his character, or the defining aspect of himself. His speed is what defines him, right?
Right.
So, I mean, you don't really have to...
Have a sombrero on him.
Well, I mean, it's not that. Basically... have a sombrero because, but like, don't like make his heritage the focal point of his character.
The premise was that they were lazy Mexicans. He was the fast one. That's basically it. That was the bad part about it.
But I mean, if he just shows up, so what you're saying is that if he still looks the same, right, Levy, and he still sounds the same, like he still has like an accent and all that shit, that's all fine and good as long as he's not making an asshole out of himself. Like he's just like, all there is just the look of the character and how he sounds, and that's it. None of that background.
It's like, it's about the situations that you put him in.
Right.
Right.
He can still, be a Mexican mouse that's really fast.
I think that Pepe Le Pew taken like that. he does take no for an answer would be funny as fuck if you got really angry about it. If it's like, hey, can I get some? And then the girl, the cat shoots him down, and he's like, fuck. And he just loses his marbles. It's like, look at, there he is. He's not raping anybody anymore. Just a vulgar.
It could just be a depiction of toxic masculinity.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a lot harder to reimagine and adapt.
See, now we know, Levy, we know Jay, and probably you too, Jed, know JJ Ramos from TAC.
Mm-hmm.
And he's Mexican, and he actually told me that he thinks the shit is funny as fuck. And it's like, I know not everybody's like that. But some people do just like have a tendency to be able to just laugh at everything, including themselves, and it's just like it's all funny or whatever. Not everybody's like that though.
There was like a skit like I can't remember that. Was it Ed Sullivan or Jack? I forget. I remember like them talking about it like in the movie The Right Stuff, and they were making fun of like how there would be like a Mexican astronaut, and it's very like racist and stereotypical, and it's like and everyone laughs about it, and it was funny, but that's like to Mexican people it's not really funny at all.
Right. And
they even say that like in that movie back like the 80s movie, like we got like he has we like your impression of someone's with the Mexican accent, but knock it the fuck off. I'm sure all the French people out there don't being considered rapist skunks either.
Yeah, it's a whole yo, Jed, I don't know if it's doing it for Levy, but you're breaking up. Like we're losing you every other half a sentence.
All right, let me go out and back in. Hello?
Yeah.
See how it goes.
Okay.
But I wonder what it is though. I wonder what it is within some people that they'll hear shit and it'll crack them up, even if it's about them or about like their race or their sex or their religion or their whatever it is that the thing is that's making fun of that particular thing. Like I wonder what it is about within some people that they just kind of crack up and it's a goof, and then other people get like really pissed off about it. Like I wonder what that.
I think it's a lot of different things for a lot of different people.
Yeah.
And it also has to do with where it's coming from too. Is it coming from a place of reverence, or is it coming from a place of humorous respect, or is it coming from a place of disrespect and
when you say reverence, how's poking fun at anything coming from a place of reverence?
It's like when we pick on each other. What I mean?
Okay.
We don't mean anything by it. We do it because we're friends, and
we've earned that because we're friends.
Right.
Like it's not like you would not. I would not go say half the shit I say to you to some random motherfucker on the street because you don't know me,
Right. Exactly. But
right.
But you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah. I feel you.
They always say that like parody is the sincerest form of flattery.
It's imitation, but yeah.
Oh, it's imitation?
Yeah.
Well, same thing. Parody, imitation.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. When Chappelle does the white guy, the shit is fun. Like in his stand up, like when him and Eddie Murphy, man, when they do that, like I don't know. I always thought that shit was pretty fucking funny. But
that SNL sketch where Eddie Murphy dressed up as a white dude, called himself Mr. White.
Was
What are we talking about?
No. Like even in his stand up when he does he talks like a white guy, and it's like a real prototypical like white guy voice. I'm surprised you never hear Raw or Delirious, either one of those. I did
see Raw.
Yeah, he has a bunch of it mixed in there, but it's pretty fucking funny. I don't know. Half of me agrees with all that shit. Like, yeah, you really got to get rid of a lot of that stuff. But the other half of me is like, man, I wish everybody just relaxed and like were able to laugh at themselves or laugh at whatever. It's like everybody's so fucking uptight.
Well, I think that sort of thing has to be looked at a case by case basis.
Yeah, you're right.
You can't look at everything with the same level of criteria. It's just
right. Well, it's
a difficult subject to tackle. I think
it is a difficult because the joking around that goes on could affect, like you could take two people of the same race, right? One of them's come from an easier place, never had to really deal with any bullshit, and then the other person maybe did. Had to put up with all the kind of fucking shit that is being referred to in the joking around that's happening and shit. And maybe that person takes a little bit more offense because they had to put up with all that fucking bullshit. And maybe the other person that really didn't never had to stand in those shoes, I guess, is the best way to put it. And then they could laugh about it because, well, they never had to deal with any of that shit. So you're right. It's definitely, there's a whole hell of a lot of gray area, I believe. The only thing I really hate happening is like a lot of that shit gets turned into like political stuff. And it's like, well, no, that's a company making a decision. You know, that's not Democrats doing something or Republicans doing something. That's a fucking company doing something. That's their decision and they're going to fucking do it. And that doesn't have to do with any of your political fucking party bullshit, you know? Yeah. But it seems to go that way every time something like that happens. Oh, you fucking stupid ass libtards or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever the dumb shit is that people say.
That's generalization as well.
Yeah.
Just because your political views match others doesn't mean that everyone's beliefs are the same.
Right.
I'm a Democrat, but I don't understand the whole hate around, the whole Georgia law thing, like how it's supposed to be oppressing. Yeah, like how it's supposed to be like oppressing, like, minorities from voting. And if it's just based around like having that ID, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, you should have an ID to vote. I mean, why not? I'm sure there's more to it than that. And like when you have like all the other, like more famous people who are those Democrats, and they say, hey, yeah, we're going to pull out like these sporting events, or we're not going to film this movie here now because of that. I mean, think about all those people's jobs and lives that you're affecting just because of that. You're like, now, Phil, who maybe he has the same views as you, now he doesn't have a job anymore because you just took it away because, of that opinion. Right. It's like one of those things where you don't care when you're that high up and you're like thinking about your righteous opinion, how you want to share that with everyone. You don't affect how that opinion in that view, how it influences a lot of people and how it will affect those other people that really are just kind of like, the collateral damage from it.
Well, you also got to realize that these companies make those decisions because they think it's going to, it'll affect their bottom line one way or the other.
Oh, it's all about money.
That's number one.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Always money. It's always money.
Number one is money, and number two, if we could look better in everybody's eyes, that's the bonus. But then again, if you look better in other people's eyes, then money's still behind that, because the better you look, the more your product will move.
Right.
Yeah, it's a fucked up planet, man. It is, because that's everything. Yeah, the bottom line is everything that we do, everything we're looking at is basically controlled by the bottom line.
Money.
Yep.
Well, just think of it like, now imagine this 30 years from now, right?
Yeah.
There's artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence is like, it has its own place now in society. And now all those times that you were like making fun of things, or like you and me, and like especially you, Mike, you mean to tell me that you actually collected and played with robot toys? How offensive is that? You're like enemy number one.
Yeah.
How offensive is that to our people, our artificial intelligent robots,
They'll find the Office Space video of us fucking beating the shit out of that fucking Devastator, and
dude, we'll be like on high trials for crimes against humanity. Well, against robot-anity or AI-anity or whatever you want to call it. I mean, they're going to pull that stuff up, and they're going to be like, look at these guys.
Yeah.
Look at this.
There's going to be a sex doll Me Too movement going on at the time.
You owned a Roomba?
Yeah.
Death. You were a Transformers collector? Death. Yep.
No disassemble.
Yeah, shit's gonna get you. The shit is gonna get weirder. I mean, we joke around about it, but shit's definitely gonna get weirder.
Yep.
Like by the time we're all ready to die, we're gonna be ready to die. We're like, all right, enough is enough of this fucking place, man. I'm out. I like, seriously, dude. Like I understand because when I was younger, I used to see like old people and shit, and I used to be like, man, how are they not freaking out? Like this motherfucker is like 90 years old and they're gonna die soon, And the older I get, I'm like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now they're just ready. They're just ready.
You know what I think sometimes? When I was a kid, I remember you just drive around with my parents somewhere and I see some guy like in his front yard working on his garden or whatever.
Yeah.
He had the suspenders on, the short plaids on. He had the big long black dress socks. And you're like, man, he looks like an asshole, right? But that was a style, right?
Yeah.
And I wonder if like kids today, as I'm walking down the street, go, look at that guy.
Look at that guy.
Those fucking jeans, black shirt, and the boots. What a fucking asshole.
That guy over there across the street, that bright, pale fucking he looks like one of those fucking fish those fish that live like 5 miles down in the Marianas Trench or whatever, with it got his own light coming from inside it.
Oh, speaking of looking like an asshole in your front yard. Speaking of looking like an asshole in your front yard, today I went out to my car to get my vaccine card. And my driveway, where the edge of it is, it's raised up a little bit from the lawn. And so I kind of accidentally stepped on the edge of it and rolled my ankle. Ooh. And I fell over and like it hurt. And like I cried out. I was like, oh, fuck, because I knew I was going to hit the ground hard. And I yelled it out really loud. You
had the time to get that out as you were going to the ground?
Yeah. Inertia, man. I mean, it's
like I'm going down. I'm going down.
No, I was like, I knew I was going to hit the ground hard, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And
I picture it like a John Woo film.
No,
all in slow motion with the mullet flapping behind him.
But, so I hit the ground, and all of a sudden I'm just laying there because I'm just like, ugh. And then I just hear, "Hey, you okay, man? You all right, man?" I'm like, ugh. And I look up and I see this young guy, like, a couple houses down, kind of looking at me. And he's like, "You okay, man?" And I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. Just hurt my pride is all. So, yeah, it was kind of funny.
We're getting to the age, Levy, like if we eat shit now, like we actually have a legit chance of fucking hurting ourselves.
Yo, did you shit your pants?
No, you shit my pants.
Yeah, right.
But you know what?
You did shit your pants? When you felt, you had...
No, I didn't shit my pants. Just fucking
just
Christ,
a little bit.
What is your fascination with shit my pants?
Anyway. Well, Mike brings it up all the time. See, this is why I shouldn't repeat Mike Kincaid's sayings. People take offense, but
gracefully either, So I can only imagine what I must have looked like.
Did you tuck and roll and like parkour it?
I tried, but I kind of fell right on my face.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, at least it wasn't like snow, right? Or ice.
Well,
that would have sucked even more.
I almost busted my ass when we had that big snow and everything. I was, or no, it was like sometime after we got that little bit of snow and ice or whatever, and I almost fucking busted my ass there too. Fucking, I went sliding and fucking caught myself, but like freaking wrenched my knee. That fucking hurt.
Could have made like a snow levee.
No, this is going to be on concrete, so it wouldn't have been making us snow anything.
Yeah, out of blood, maybe.
I've been making a blood angel.
That sucks.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no. I mean, I was able to laugh at myself after I got inside, but yeah, that was embarrassing.
Neighbors like, man, the old dude took a trip.
Fat old dude, man. He just like fell right over. So,
on that note,
where
we at? Just the regular news. I think the trailer's done. I only got 2 little bits of news.
Mm-hmm.
Thundercats movie coming from. There's a Thundercats movie coming.
I did that. This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
From the Godzilla vs. Kong director Adam Wingard.
Oh, right.
He's at
Live
Warner
action?
Brothers. No CGI.
Oh.
They were gonna do live action, but they said let's try it out with CGI first. See how it goes from there, and then maybe they'll do a live action after it.
I think I've had it up to my fucking ass with CGI.
What?
Like but not everything has to be CGI.
Hey, those blocks I did were CGI, but it looks
Yeah,
I mean, you can
That's
do it.
that's the way any animation is going to be done anymore because it's cheaper and easier to do than hand drawn.
Well, yeah, right. But I mean, I'm talking like, is it going to be like this, like Voltron CGI, or is it going to be like CGI? Like,
CGI. What's that?
Like
Shiny?
modern Beast Wars, like that, like video game CGI.
CGI hasn't looked like that in like 20 years, man.
Yeah. Which way are you going with this? Give me a current
movie.
Time.
Well, like any of the
movie
fucking
example.
like Pixar type shit. Like that.
What's wrong with Pixar?
Yeah, that animation is fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm
Toy Story 4. That's great.
I'm over all that shit already.
Okay.
I want live action or I want a cartoon, man. I just want a goddamn cartoon to come out. Oh, speaking of cartoons,
you're not likely to ever get that again.
Yeah. When, and I got to break in and ask this now because if I don't, I'll forget about it later. But that Godzilla, something point, singular point.
Mm-hmm.
That series. Do you remember when that was that supposed to? That's not out, is it?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
I think I would have saw that if it came out. I'll look it up though.
All that shit talking I did, by the way, Thundercats, I'll definitely watch whatever it is.
Yeah,
I will watch it.
I mean, if it's done really well, I mean, I think it'll look good. But
like
you're right.
All those movies that look like they're 2D animation, like the new Batman movie, that Long Halloween, that's still all done with computers.
Right. And that, like, if that's what we're talking, I'm in. Like, that's cool as fuck, man. I like that. Castlevania.
Right. Have you been watching like the latest Attack on Titan?
No. I kept meaning to tell you, man, that site that we found that we thought it was on was like but I had to like pay for the English one.
Oh,
the thing I clicked on or whatever. So I'll wait it out. It's cool. Just don't talk to me about it.
I can give you my Funimation subscription.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, you have them? Oh, that's right. You have.
Why don't you wait a little bit? Because what I found out was that this is part 1 of the final season. And then like a year from now is going to be part 2.
Why are they calling it? Why is it not just another season? Like, I don't get that.
I have one question.
I was just about to ask you if they
in 37 pots.
Yeah. I thought they, when you said that, I was about to ask if it would be like a Walking Dead, how they do it, but they don't do a whole fucking year in between. A couple months or some shit.
Well, like that's what I was trying to get at, is that's all CGI animation.
Attack on Titan. Yeah.
So, but
some places you could tell more than others, like especially like when they're flying around the buildings and shit with those fucking cables or whatever.
If you remember, I think because the original seasons weren't, I think it was like 3 years between the first and second season. I think
the first season of Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I think the first and second season were like 3 years difference.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Some of that season 1 felt like CGI. Like when the Titans broke through the wall and shit, and they were like roaming around the town. Yeah. But you're saying more of it is, or all
that's
of
what I'm
it.
saying. You're going to get the second part of the season quicker because of CGI. More of it, and then like the original first and second season, which was done like mostly hand drawn. It took years in between it.
Yeah, I'm if I can't find it anywhere by the break in the season, if I can't find it anywhere, I'll hit you up for it. I just didn't want to bother you to put all that shit in there, but
I couldn't wait, so I read all the manga, and
you did all the way.
The last manga comes out today, and I gotta wait for the English translation.
Like the last issue, the very last
issue is today. Yep, and I gotta see if I can find the English translation.
That's a perplexing move, Jed.
It's when I was catching up with it, and I was reading the manga, and I was looking at the animation. It's so identical.
Yeah,
like the comic panels, and it's like almost the same. So And I'll tell you what, man, it gets fucking weird. So,
Yeah.
And I could see how they were never going to ever finish up the story, like within 16 episodes or whatever. So I could see a whole nother big, season or whatever, part 2 of the final season.
Shit started getting weird at the end of the last season. Like when they, when they started touching on not like the time travel, or maybe not the time travel, but like being able to communicate with, this person in the past or this person in the future, like,
that. So I'm not going to spoil it for you, but they explain all that. I read.
I'm sure it'll make perfect fucking sense too.
It doesn't. It doesn't make sense. It's hard to wrap your head around it because of it's so it's interesting, but it's just like you have to, when you go back and think about it, you're like, what? So
do you think sometimes?
Yeah, anyways,
do you think sometimes that series are better before you have to find out all the whys and hows, like? Like when you watch a season 1 or a season 2, before all the questions are answered and shit, your imagination goes wild. It's like, man, what could possibly be fucking going on? And then when it actually gets explained, you're like, all right, I guess that's okay. But then it's like Wolverine. When Wolverine was around for all those years and his past was so cloudy, and there was like such a intrigue and mystery, and it almost made him like more popular than. Well, now we just found mostly everything out. So it's like the mystery's gone.
I always like to reference Lost when someone asks this question, because Lost in the beginning did it well because the writers kind of knew what the hell they were doing, what direction they wanted to go.
Yeah. So
they started to reveal things throughout the show after a certain amount of episodes instead of like waiting for a season finale or something like that. And then when it got to like the last season, they didn't really know what the fuck they were doing. So they were just pulling shit out of their ass and make stuff up. And they still didn't explain a lot of stuff. So with Attack on Titan, it's the same author for all of it. So he's supposed to have some big master plan and outline.
Yeah.
But, they slowly kind of leak things in this last season or the last, mangas that kind of give you hints and explain certain stuff, but they're still leaving a lot of things to the very last issue. But yeah, I think a story is better told when you have small reveals throughout the story versus one big reveal at the very end.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like in WandaVision, everyone wanted this or whatever that to happen at the very end of the episode, and a lot of people were let down because of it.
Yeah,
I think if you would have kind of answered those questions maybe a couple episodes before the ending, then you would have people appreciate it a little bit more instead of going, "This is not what I fucking thought it would be. This sucks."
Right. Yeah. Right. The Monday morning quarterback.
Yeah. So Thundercats is going to be coming out. Who knows when? Probably in a couple of years. The other big news is that Final Fantasy Avid Children is coming out on 4K in June.
Yeah, I saw that in the chat.
There's like 3 moments in my life. There's like that are most important to me. Like when my daughter was born, when my son was born, and when I found out that 4K Final Fantasy Avid Children's coming out. Can't wait. I can't wait. I've been waiting years. I've been waiting.
Rank those 3 events in order of importance.
Final Fantasy, my daughter, and my son. I've been waiting 13 years for this. I only had to wait 9 months for the other 2. No, that's the big news. But yeah, did you guys watch the Godzilla versus King Kong?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
Big fight, the Tyson versus Holyfield.
Yeah.
Truck versus Honky.
I'm a little disappointed with how that ended.
I didn't really like it. I thought the King of Monsters was better.
Really?
Lev, you were
like King of the Monsters.
You were disappointed at how what ended, the fight between Kong and Godzilla, or the whole movie?
Damn right, yeah.
Oh, the fight. Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, it was the only way that it was going to happen.
Alert.
Spoiler alert.
Godzilla whooped his ass.
Fuck yeah, he did.
Whooped the shit out of Kong.
Twice. He
dislocated his arm, basically, beat the piss out of him and said, "I'm the captain now."
I think they said that he's actually on his back more than his feet that movie.
Like Kong.
Yeah.
He was just like talent wise was just overmatched. That's all there is to it. Like I appreciate his heart, but it's a fucking radioactive like dinosaur dragon with a flame breath. You know, it's like, well, how you even supposed to get by? Like, you know, yeah, you got an axe and all that shit, but like this, long distance weapon, you're just not going to win that fight. Eventually, you're going to get it.
Well, that wasn't even what brought him down. He was actually able to deal with that fairly well, I think. It's just when he got into like fisticuffs with him, Godzilla housed his ass.
See, now, had you told me that before the movie, I wouldn't have believed that one, because you just kind of think like hand to hand, you would think that the monkey would have the upper hand, so to speak, because he's built for that shit. You get the big giant fucking arms, and he's fighting a guy with like little, like imagine you're a human and you like, even if the other human has a tail, but got them little, they're not like T-Rex arms, but they're not like King Kong. Like you get in a fight with that guy and you lose to that guy with them little tiny ass arms. That's a little.
His arms aren't really that tiny. I mean,
yeah, but like compared to Kong's and shit, like you're not lifting next to him. Like Godzilla wouldn't go next to King Kong and do curls in the gym.
I get a good example. I get a good example. So Ali Frazier, Ali was smart and he used his reach and he stayed away from him.
Yeah.
But if you be getting close to Frazier, man, you're gonna get your ass knocked out,
right?
Like Tyson, you know. Kong should have kept his distance and used his distance weapon. You know,
what was his distance weapon? That axe?
Poop in the hand, throw in the poop.
I was gonna say, I don't remember seeing the.
I mean, Kong had to close the distance, but I mean,
poop to the face.
He was more agile. I mean, he definitely knew how to deal with the atomic breath.
Right.
You know, he was more agile.
That's only so long.
Even if
it was running,
he knew to stay away from his mouth.
Run.
But when it came down to fisticuffs, for some reason, Godzilla just whooped the shit out of him. Like, you say what you want about his arms, but they were enough to freaking dislocate his fucking arm.
Mm-hmm. Yo, that part fucking had me dying because it made me think of Riggs in Lethal Weapon. Like it was the exact same thing. Like you smash it against the fucking building and then put it back in the socket.
It's funny too because of Lethal Weapon, Hollywood thinks that that's how you reset a dislocated arm.
Yeah. No, that's how Riggs does it. That's not how anyone else does it.
Would have broken his shoulder.
Yeah.
But But like he left him for dead, and if it wasn't for the humans, he would have died. But then he came back and kicked the shit out of freaking Mechagodzilla. So
Mechagodzilla was putting that ass whooping on Godzilla.
Yeah.
Wow.
So someone described it that the god beat the king, but then the king beat the devil.
It was. What was that? Anyway, was it the ghost of like Ghidorah?
I think that's what they were trying to hint at. I kind of like took it more along the lines of like, remember in Transformers, the fourth movie where they made the Transformium?
I don't know.
When Welker came back to do the voice of Galvatron.
Yeah. When they created Galvatron from the remains of Megatron, right?
Right. I remember that.
Yeah, but then eventually Megatron reasserted himself.
I don't understand. I want him to look like Optimus Prime, but you keep making him look like Megatron.
But I think that's kind of what happened with
Megatron.
So that's okay, because that was going to be one of my questions, because I remember seeing Sweet Brother Numpsy with the head at the end of the first one, and it's like, well, what the fuck was he doing with it?
Apparently that's what this movie, the whole human storyline just gave me Bayverse flashbacks. The whole movie, it was, again, just cut it all out. Just let the monsters go at it.
Let them fight.
I hated all of it. Every single moment of the human storyline. Again, I hated it all.
I think you could have done that in King of Monsters because of the volume of monsters you had in that movie. But this one would have been tough to do because, like, how long can Godzilla and King Kong actually fight? Even if you throw Mechagodzilla in the mix earlier, like there wasn't enough.
You could have had more monsters. You didn't have to just Kong Enzo. You could have had like some side monsters, in there, some side story.
Yeah, because they haven't brought everybody in yet. If they're gonna start, what's that one that looked like the Ankylosaurus? That dude and the guy with the fucking buzzsaw coming out of his chest.
Yeah. Yeah, why not have some aliens in there?
Let's get some of these down here, man.
I mean, these Japanese movies might have been kind of hokey, but at least they had somewhat of a plot. At least the aliens were invading for whatever reason. Not, hey, let's journey to the center of the earth and have some weirdo fucking conspiracy podcast dude and fucking 13.
11.
11,
right.
Whatever. Fucking, she's 13 in this movie. It's been 2 since the other movie. It was just bad. It was just bad. I hated it.
Didn't. You hated it. Yeah. See, I didn't. I remember. You know what?
Brother Kyle was movie. It was just I hated all of the human elements. Stupid. It was just dumb.
Brother Kyle was over here the other night, and he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Jed hated Godzilla vs Kong." And I said, "Of course he did."
Yeah. He's fucking dumb.
Nah, I enjoyed it.
What?
I said you're dumb.
Yeah, I am dumb. I'm dumb for expecting something of a story.
The only time I really hate something is in the case of like the Bayverse, where it's a franchise and I'm extremely invested in that. If you don't get it right, I'm gonna be really mad. And then if a movie just completely fucking just sucks, Happy Death Day or whatever, I get. But like outside of that, I could just kind of enjoy myself, and like it was a brainless popcorn
movie. It was 40 minutes.
It was fun.
40 minutes in before the fight was in like the ocean. I had to put up with 40 minutes of them fucking trying to establish a horrible plot. 40 minutes.
I guess. I don't know. You guys all just watched the fucking 4 hours of Justice League. So I figured a 2-hour movie, even with 40 minutes worth of build-up, wouldn't have been so bad.
At least that had some character development. This was just like dumb.
Levy, you liked it though?
Look, Godzilla vs. Kong, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Anyway, I watched that movie Chaos Walking or Chahos Walking.
Chahos Walking.
Mm-hmm. Chahos Walking. That was it. It was a movie. It was all right. I felt like it needed
more pesky humans in it.
I absolutely needed subtitles for that movie. That was a tough one. Because it was like random thoughts just coming out of like almost everybody. And it was just all over the place. And they did it where they weren't like loud enough for you to hear right away. So it was like they were kind of whispery, then got louder. It was a little tough in the beginning. But what's his name? Is it Mads Mikkelsen?
Oh, Mads Mikkelsen.
He played a good part.
That guy's a good actor.
Yeah, but everything else was like, it was all right. It was a movie at that point. And
I started watching that. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's DOTA, Dota, Dragon's Blood, something.
Defense of the Ancients.
Is that what it's called? Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that's what it stands for.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dragon's Blood. Yeah, that was a cool. I haven't gotten through the whole thing yet, but I've been through a couple episodes and it's pretty fucking awesome.
What's the premise with that?
It's like, it's like a fantasy. Like if you're into like Dungeons and Dragons and shit, you probably
am I.
You're probably like it.
Well, that sounds great. That's right up my alley. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Anime with like a bunch of seasons, or is it a movie?
This is the first season. This is the first season, and it just came out like a couple of weeks ago. But the animation is on par with the Castlevanias and the Voltrons and some of those better ones and shit.
Oh yeah,
that we've seen lately.
See, now Castlevania was all hand drawn, most of it. So
yeah,
so it's definitely has that look then.
Yeah. I mean, like it has the anime look, but it's the more like mature anime look. It's not like characters,
Chibi,
big stupid fucking eyeballs and every fucking line's delivered like in that high pitched shit that makes you want to just rip your ears off your head. It's the other kind of anime. It's the cool anime style.
Cool. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
I watched the first season of One Punch Man.
Yeah.
That's really good. It's really good. It's really funny. It's more like on the side of humor than it is serious.
Yeah.
It's really funny. I highly recommend it. So much so that I was looking for the Figma figures of the characters.
Really?
Yeah, I really liked it a lot. I only watched the first season. There's only 2 seasons of it, but it's really good. And I started watching Black Clover to make Brother Kyle happy.
Yeah.
And it's not bad. It's just I had to watch it in Japanese because the English voice actors were just really annoying.
That's an anime?
Yeah, that's an anime too. That has like 140 episodes or something like that too.
Jesus.
But he said he loves it and it gets better and better and better as time goes on. So I tried it the once before and it was terrible, but now I'm trying it again and I'm getting through it. So it's pretty good. And Invincible I've been watching. That's really good.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about that.
I highly recommend that. That's really good. I don't think I've been watching too much other new stuff. How about you, Levy? Have you been tuning into anything new?
No, I actually only watched the first episode of Invincible.
Oh. It's good.
So
I saw that they're coming out with a 10-year anniversary for Game of Thrones.
I think it's just like a reunion thing.
Well, I thought they were doing they were playing them all again on HBO or whatever.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's all available on HBO now and whatnot.
Right.
So.
All right. That's all I got, man. Weird news?
Yeah, I got some weird news. Got a few stories. Let's see here. So this comes from IFL Science. Apparently, they recently discovered that humans have genes that support the production of oral venom, like snakes.
Oh.
Like a cobra.
They're just not active.
Yeah. But if they did become active, then we would have venom glands and fangs and stuff.
Sweet. I know those vaccination shots are going to do something. Once.
I'd be listening to snake jazz. So that was
I'd be able to
interesting.
consume a whole human if I can unlock my jaw and swallow them whole.
I think that's a different set of genes.
Oh, okay.
But okay, so the next one is also from IFL Science. I call this one fucking legend because recently a baby was born for the first time in recorded history with 3 penises.
Whoa.
Yeah, baby born in Iraq late last year. Is the first
a human baby?
What's that?
Human?
Yeah.
Well, it could be a lot of different baby things. So it could have been like a dog or a yak.
Yeah, it's the first recorded case of a human with 3 distinct penises, according to a new case report. The child presented with the extreme form of supernumerary penises, which consists of any condition involving multiple penises, and quickly caught the attention of medical experts as the first known case of triphalia.
Did they leave him?
Unfortunately, no. They did surgically remove 2 of the extra phalluses.
I hope they left the biggest one for the kid.
Well, the main one.
The one in the middle.
They probably they should have let him make that decision on his own when he got older, because they probably looking forward, they probably fucked him out of a porn career.
Yeah. So one of the extra penises extended from the root of the original penis and had a glans, which is
venom.
No, glands. GLANS, not glands. It's the head of the penis.
Oh, I did not know that terminology.
Mm-hmm. The third was below the scrotum. Weird place for one.
No, it's not. That's damn it. He had a little butthole penis, man. Like, could you? They totally screwed this kid, man.
Yeah. So they consulted with a variety of health experts, and the child underwent surgery to remove the extra penises.
When he gets older and he finds out that he had 2 other dicks, especially the little butthole dick, he's going to be mad.
Well, from the sounds of it, it doesn't sound like that they were functional. Maybe the second one might have been, but that third one definitely didn't sound like it was functional. So, but you guys have heard the story of the man with 2 fully functioning penises, right?
No.
You never heard of that guy?
No.
I've not.
Yeah, he has the nickname of
movie.
What?
Is that a Disney movie?
No,
No, I don't know it. Where would I have heard that story?
probably from me.
Oh.
Yeah, so he actually did. He did a Reddit AMA, Ask Me Anything session, where he basically described what it's like to have 2 fully functioning penises, and he's written a book about it too. Apparently, and it's on Amazon. So
I wonder if when you got the two working penises, like, you know how when you get like a boner and you could like control the boner almost like it was an arm. Am I alone here?
Prehensile, like you just grab stuff with it.
No, not like I could grab stuff with it, but I could make it like I can make mine like shake up and down on its own. You can't do that?
Sure, we can do that.
Yeah, so like I'm saying, like I wonder if when you have 2, you can control them independently, or if when one goes up, the other one also goes up, or if you could like do the, they can alternate.
That's a weird question.
I just want to know if he's ever DP'd a woman by himself.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. Is he in porn? That guy's probably in porn, right?
No, but he has had numerous sexual partners of both sexes.
That's okay. Well,
so
I mean, I guess that's what you're into. Then go get it, double penis man.
All right. So the next story here I call Wiener Dog.
How is that not the name of this last story?
Well, you'll see here. Someone had posted to Facebook a picture of a puppy, which was immediately taken down. It was immediately taken down by the Facebook algorithm for some reason.
I sense a theme with this news tonight, Mike.
Yeah, a lot of dicks, man.
Let me get the picture of it here. Come on. Why isn't it working?
That 2 penis guy has to find the 2 vagina woman, and they could live happily ever after.
I'm going to post a picture of the puppy.
Oh no!
In the chat.
Does he look like a dick? Does he look like a dick? Yeah, one more picture needs to be posted so I can stop looking at that broad with the no teeth. She's still at the top of the browser. You need to throw one more in.
She's like, mimosa.
Oh my!
It's like a hair. It was a Mexican hairless puppy, or a Mexican hairless dog.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, he does look like a dick. Look at
so that picture triggered the Facebook algorithm for nudity.
I could see why.
Because it looks like somebody's holding a strangely shaped penis.
Yeah, holding a penis with a couple of tumors in it.
So
yes,
funny.
That is rather amusing. So yeah, Wiener Dog. All right, so this next one comes from comicbook.com. I call this Sokovia's Got Talent. Apparently, the scene from last week's episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier, the scene of Zemo dancing was so popular that Marvel's YouTube channel actually released a 1-hour video clip with extended scenes of the nightclub scene where Zemo's dancing.
I saw that.
So thought that
couldn't have been an hour of foot. It had to be like
it was a couple more seconds. It just looped over and over again for an hour.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like 10 seconds looped over.
Like, man, they shot like an hour of him dancing for what, man? yeah.
Are you enjoying the show, by the way?
Are you asking me or Levy?
You. Are you enjoying Winter Falcon?
I'm enjoying the shit out of it. Yeah.
There's a lot of people that don't like it. I like it too.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, fuck them. No one cares.
Dude, has Madripoor been shown in the MCU yet?
No.
Or talked about it all? So this is a first. So that's like, they keep teasing
X-Men, yeah.
X-Men. And you know what? I'm glad in hindsight that Evan Peters Quicksilver wasn't like the other X-Men. Like, I'm glad they didn't like throw it. They're teasing us, and that's fine.
Mhm.
Like you ever see a video of like you know, like if you're watching porn or whatever, and is like a girl and she just like she keeps like threatening to pull the bra off but doesn't, and you're like, you know, well, you could fast forward the video 4 minutes and I'm sure the titties would be out, but you just like you watch, you enjoy the ride, you know. That's what Marvel's doing with the X-Men are that titty. You don't want to just dump the titty out.
Concept.
you want to enjoy the journey to the titty. So, but I love all these things, you know, they're throwing some shit out. But yeah, when I saw Madripoor, man, the first thing I thought of was Patch. The Patch days of Wolverine was the first thing.
Yep.
So it's coming, but it's just not coming yet.
It's great that they can use all those locations now.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I'm waiting for Krakoa to show up, and then it's on like Donkey Kong.
All right, so for my last story, I call it, that's a weird name for a bird. Yeah, I just included this because I learned that there is a species of bird called great tits.
How's it spelled?
Just like you think. Great
isn't there
tits.
Isn't there a bird called a titmouse?
Yeah.
I thought that was a mouse.
It's a bird, I think.
So,
yeah.
So the article is titled "Great Tits Have Culture and Immigrants Change It for the Better." And in the article it says, one of the best documented examples of culture occurred amongst great tits after the introduction of foil-topped milk bottles. In 1921, tits in Swathing, Hampshire were observed tapping holes in the foil to consume the cream. Other tits initially missed out on this abundant new food source, but gradually the practice spread, covering all of Britain within 20 years. It was long suspected that some tits learned from others, with the innovation starting with one avian Einstein who taught others, although studies of North American birds threw this into question. It was only 6 years ago that scientists proved great tits can indeed teach each other techniques that become fixed in the population, at least as long as it's useful.
I like how the maturity level of this show just is like a slow plane crash into an ocean.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, you're high up talking about political issues and then it just crashes right into the fucking waves.
Yeah. Next we're talking about fucking turds and fucking and dicks.
Great tits seem to do well in and among human-made habitats compared to other species. Our study shows how their fluid social dynamics might be part of their secret to success and contribute to their flexibility. You can't tell me they didn't write that on purpose.
I'm sure they did. It's like the Monk of Spanka situation.
Oh, man. That's just so funny. So that's it for my weird news. Great tits. Going out on great tits.
Let's go on to toy news. I got some Transformer toy news. A lot of official stuff. I mean, not that I have a lot of items, but like there is a lot of the items that I do have are official items. So the first one. So y'all remember that Robosen, the Optimus Prime that transformed into the truck on its own?
Do I?
Hasbro actually has that. Hasbro Pulse has that up for pre-order.
Mm-hmm. How many?
Which is wild.
How many you buying?
They're sold. Can you either listen? It's up here for $699.99, right? And they're sold out. $700.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how much you get?
I didn't get any.
Uh-huh.
No, the pre-order's still up.
Mine says sold out.
No, it's saying it's you can pre-order.
Really? What the fuck? Wait,
on HasbroPulse.com? No, I'm not getting any.
Where does this, dude? That's kind of fucked up. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I clicked on it before and it says sold out. I sort of wait. I wonder if the other thing is.
So I know you guys probably knew I was going to bring this up, but do you remember like back in episode 4 when I asked you guys this question, if you could buy a transformer that would transform on its own, or you could push a button and it would transform? Would you buy it? And here we are, 162 episodes later.
The great Jed Stradamus has spoken.
Sorry, 100. And my math is a little off. 112 episodes later.
Yeah, I don't for $600, man, or 700. I don't know. Like that's cool.
Did you watch the video on it? Did you go like, oh, that's cool, or did you actually watch like the 5-minute video of it moving and doing stuff?
Oh, with Jay and Silent Bob? Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah,
it's cool, but it just, I don't know.
Did you watch that video, Mike?
I did. Yeah, I did. I feel like the charm would be gone real quick.
There's like a lot of things that it can do, and there's like a lot of like moving parts in it. And one of the things I said is that it's going to be, programmable, and there's going to be more things added on to the app later, or things that it could do. But did you see that like superhero like punch on the ground, and as it stands, it doesn't stand just still, it moves a little bit here and there, and it's all like interactive with the voice. It's pretty awesome, I think.
It's definitely cool, but I just don't need it for that amount of money.
When when they were demonstrating it and how the voice commands worked and everything.
Yeah, I know you're gonna say. Go ahead.
When they got it to change, they said Optimus Prime convert.
Yeah. I noticed that too.
It's like if there was only a word that wasn't as clunky as convert, something that, I mean, they're Transformers. You think that there's another word that's maybe shape-shift.
I've heard that. I've heard that they avoid using the word transform. Like, why? I don't understand why though.
I don't know either.
Well, transform would be a good word. Yeah,
it's weird. It's like The Walking Dead. Like, you don't ever hear the word zombie in Walking Dead.
Yeah, you would think it would transform and roll out. It's
the line is called
right there.
Transformers.
Yeah. That's annoying, honestly. I have to say convert added. That's annoying. That's first world problem too. Annoying, but it's annoying.
I don't think they've been doing that for a while too.
Yeah,
because like in their instructions, it says how to convert. It's like
it's weird.
It's clunky. Just say transform.
Yeah, I noticed that too when I was watching it. That was like so scripted too. That it was like an infomercial at one point.
Yeah.
Did you know, Silent Bob, there's over 5,000 moving parts and 24 servos?
It's like you could see his eyes moving as he's reading the cue cards.
I was tempted to buy it. I can honestly say it was. Yep. And when after I saw some of the stuff that it could do, I was like, that is a programmable robot right there.
Yeah.
That's pretty. That's not just like where it falls over and transforms into a truck, or it slides up sideways and goes into a robot. It moves, and it has like a whole bunch of different, programmable movements for it.
Jed's gonna get one and teach it to cook and clean, and then throw his old lady out.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, but I mean, for me, I think the novelty will wear thin pretty quickly because I don't.
If it was $350, would you get it?
No, because this kind of thing doesn't interest me.
If it was 100, I wouldn't get it. It exactly right, and not because I don't think it's cool, but it just doesn't interest me.
I have no desire to program anything.
I would have got it for 100. That would have been an easy sale. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, like learning how to program that thing, I have no interest in that shit.
Levy doesn't want to pay $99 for a fucking phone booth, so I can't see him.
That's the thing with spending money on this stuff. I'm more apt to spend more money on something I'm really interested in, even if the value isn't as much as something else that I have zero interest in, And
I mean, I'll pay $200 for a freaking non-transforming Optimus Prime that looks better than that.
Some people pay $400 for that.
Yeah. But I mean, I wouldn't buy that for 100 because, like I said, the novelty of it would wear out very quickly for me.
Well, that's what I said.
I have no desire to, program it to do anything else or new or different.
As they add more stuff to it, though, through the app, I mean, that's where you would have the, or it wouldn't get boring or tiresome.
Well, I don't know. I think it would still get. It's just more gimmicks that would just lose my interest fairly quickly. I mean, like I said, the novelty is interesting, but it doesn't hold my attention.
The new upgrade kid is like, Optimus Prime will jerk you off, and Levy will be like, I'm listening.
Make it an Elita 1 or a RC, and we're talking.
We're talking, yeah.
I don't want Optimus Prime jerking me off. It's not. No.
God,
that would be cocaine, Pete.
See, there was like there was that BB-8 droid they had. Remember, there was like the remote control thing. I hate that droid, but the concept of like having like a remote control droid that runs around like that, it was cool. And I almost bought one of those. Those were like $120, I think, but I didn't. But this is on the same scale. But I don't know. I think it's really cool. Lori said to me, she goes, Mike's going to get 3 of them. I said, no. I said, I think he's going to get none because he's not into the electronics stuff.
Yeah. Yep. And you were right. Next up. So we got a giant transforming arc.
Yeah, we saw that coming too.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually did tease that a while ago, but we're for the first time seeing some actual pictures. So it comes with the big guy turns into the arc, and he kind of has like an Autobot face.
Mm-hmm. Like the last Autobot?
Like the last Autobot. Yeah.
He's gonna trim those brows, man.
Trim it. You know what? It's funny. That's like that was the one that pushed it over the edge because I thought it was cool to begin with. But then when I saw it had the Autobot head, I'm like, dude, I totally have like in my book, in my little checklist, I have a little spot for the last Autobot just in case anybody would ever. Oh, and so I know it's not. What's that?
You're going to get this?
I'll get this. Yeah, I'll get this. Yeah, I get this.
Okay.
And I'll get this knowing that DNA is going to put out an upgrade kit and make it look even cooler, make it better.
Yeah. Did you see that meme that somebody posted where like it showed the ship or the arc in ship mode with those big hollow spaces on the sides?
Yeah,
and then underneath
and it had that guy
with his hands behind a tree, and it's like third party companies with designing filler kits.
Yeah. So true, man. Yeah, I think it's cool, man.
Our filler kits and upgrades.
I mean, I think I would have it for robot mode, but I think the arc looks cool, and I love that they have another cat in there that turns into Teletran 1. I think that's a cool touch.
I think the whole thing's it was ridiculous. I think if you wanted to give it like sell an arc, you could do something like Soul Choke and like have it really detailed.
Yeah.
Have like the electronics in it and all that stuff and lights. I don't like the whole transforming.
That arc is pretty fucking detailed, though, man. That arc is pretty in arc mode is pretty fucking detailed.
I do like the all mode, minus the big chunks of plastic missing. But I mean, everything doesn't have to transform.
But
it doesn't have to.
Transformers.
It doesn't have. It's a ship,
right?
It doesn't have to transform.
Convert.
Teletran 1 does not have to convert.
You know what the funny thing about that is, though? This does transform. I bet they could have put out an arc that looked exactly like that arc that didn't do shit. It was just a big arc and probably sold it for $160 and nobody would have batted an eye.
Yeah. What's the price for this, by the way?
$160.
$160.
This is sold out already.
Mm-hmm. It's sold out on Hasbro Pulse, but TCP has it up.
Yeah, I'm sure. And BBTS has it too.
Skywarp. I'm not going to send you pictures because seeing it, knew it was coming.
Did they already put up pre-orders for Thundercracker?
Thundercracker, they did that a little while ago. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you getting them, Mike?
No.
Nope.
I'm getting whatever they released that hasn't been released yet. Like I already got the Make Toys ones, and I have well, no, I shouldn't say that. Anything that is like I would replace any MP11s I still have.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I thought if Make Toys does the cone heads, which I really don't think is going to happen at this point. But if they would do the cone heads, I would just get all Make Toys, the Seekers and the cone heads, and then Rainmakers would be open game. Any rainmakers they make, if they make an Acid Storm and a Sunstorm, I'll replace my MP11s with the masterpiece ones, like the actual MPs. And if they go crazy and they do, Hot Link and the Cell and all those other ones and shit like that, I would probably little by little, I would probably get them. I'd probably get those.
I don't think they're gonna. Maybe they will, but I have a feeling that it's like just one of those weird feelings that they won't.
That they're gonna stop at these 3.
Yeah.
Or after the Coneheads.
Yeah. If they even do Coneheads.
Jetstradamus.
Not so much as a prediction as it is like just a gut feeling. Like I don't know.
I think they're gonna at least do those 2. I think they're gonna at least do Sunstorm and Acid Storm because they can't.
Maybe
they can't like pass money up.
I mean, they did do like what was the wheeljack? Was it the Shattered Glass or exhaust? Yeah, they did do that, and they did that in this latest line too.
Yeah, so, it's weird, man. They're putting that skids and that like Optimus Prime colored skids out at the same time. Is that what I was seeing out there?
Mm-hmm. That's a Japanese thing.
Yeah, but like they're selling them separately, right?
I don't know,
because I saw them numbered as MP53 and MP54, so I assume they were at least getting sold separately. But it's just like, man, that's out of character that they would, they didn't sell Tracks and Road Rage or Loud Pedal all at the same time. They, everybody was kind of spaced out. What was the last one? Sunstreaker and Cordon, whatever.
Cordon Bleu.
And then after him, then Blaze, the red one. But I mean, it was all separately, so it's kind of weird that they're putting them all at the same time. But I'll take them. I think I'm getting both of those.
I wish I knew someone who was Japanese or someone who lived in Japan a very long time could explain to me why this car is like so popular. Yeah. And like why 7 or 8 different colors of this car would sell, in Japan really well. I wish I knew if it's an anime or just because it's the car, like a Corvette over here or something. I don't know.
Right.
No idea.
I think Skids had the most Diaclone repaints out of all of them, if I remember correctly. Either him or like the Trailbreaker / Hoist mold that also had like a lot of different colors and shit like that. But the Skids, man, I think Skids might be in the lead with like 6. It was like there was an orange one, a red one, a blue one, black, white, I think, and some other color. Silver. Crosscut was silver. Crazy.
Yeah, it's something with that model of car, I think.
I'm not buying another fucking. I'll tell you what, though, I'm not buying another fucking Skywarp, Thundercracker, or Starscream until like replacing the Make Toys one until the one that does come out completely just annihilates, And I don't know, man. It's going to be tough to do. I think at some point as a collector, you just got to be like, all right, this is a good one, and I'm keeping this one.
Right.
Let's see what else I have up here. Oh shit. Yeah. Fans Hobby released pictures of Nightbeat almost finished. I know you guys don't particularly care about that shit.
It looks cool.
I'm pretty excited about that. Looking forward to see what if they do the other Headmaster Juniors, which would be a trip, man. Fangry and Squeeze playing horrible, man. I would be psyched on that shit. X Transbots showed some renders of the Quintesson Prosecutor, tentacle arm guy, or the one with like the alien head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
electronics, remote, $200.
No, it's not. I got it on good authority that it's not going to be.
Well, it's definitely electronics and remote.
Yeah. So the one there's a comment on here somewhere. Where did it say?
Is Somebody it going to be Dr. Egg price?
No, it's going to be cheaper. I bought Dr. Egg. So this one guy says, I love the Quints. I bought Dr. Egg. I didn't love my perceived value of the thing. At retail price, I feel like I overpaid. And dude that followed up said price will be lower on this. So I started. So there's one dude commented. I don't want to get like completely into everything the guy said. Everything the guy told me about. I'll actually. Yeah, I don't want to get into it or whatever, and because he kind of told me some of the shit in good faith or whatever. But he ends up being the X Transbots graphic designer.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I talked to him already.
Did you talk to him already? And he dropped a couple of goodies on me, man. And so like now when I see him comment on shit now, because at first I thought he was just, oh, look at this fucking guy's like this fucking know-it-all, you know. Everybody heard a rumor that they heard a rumor here that they saw there from somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, and it's like, all right, whatever. But then actually, after I chatted with him and I found out who he was, it's like, all right, now I can like believe the dude when he says shit. So yeah, he said the price will be lower on this, so that's good. There was only one of those guys, right? I only got to buy one of these, right? Or was there more than one? I'm gonna have to go back and watch.
You don't gotta buy any, Mike.
There's 5.
You don't gotta buy any.
5. Well, no, I gotta buy one. How the hell am I not gonna buy one?
You are under no obligation to buy any.
No, I'm under obligation to buy one of them.
I think
at least one.
There was only one.
I'm pretty sure there was only one too. Yeah, sure there was only one. I know we're gonna have to troop build.
There was one panel in a comic book I saw somewhere. There were 5 of them, Mike.
Sharkticons and Alicons out to get 3 each, and the bailiff. I think it was only there was a couple of those, like the big guard guys, right?
Yeah. There's a whole wiki on what their actual names are and like what they did, and there's like 5 different ones in that.
Yeah, there was a scientist one, like the guy with like the stringy mustache and the big head. There was him. He wasn't in the movie though. He was like in the episodes after. But this whole X-Transbots Quintesson thing, this whole road they're going down is going to be costly.
there is the ones that are like guards.
Yeah,
like the bailiffs.
Yeah, right. Bailiff,
that came and got them out. Then there's the ones that the executioner.
Might have to get 3 of those. Might have to get 3 of those, I think.
The executioner. There's that guy too.
Was just one of.
He was a believer. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
And then there's one other one, and I think there's 5. I'll have to find that page, but they actually have like names and everything.
The one that I'm talking about right now, that's the guilty or innocent.
How do you plea?
Yeah.
Sometimes it helps to beg,
but not often.
Yeah, I think there's only one of those dudes. But like Levy said, there was that one comic panel.
Yeah, there was that one.
Where they were multiple colors.
5 of them.
5 of them. They were pink. You have to go send them to Jason to get painted.
Yeah.
How did it go? Was it Nacelle that you saw like his arm? I think, or something like that.
Well, I'm a sucker for Seekers, man. I have no excuse for that one. I can't even explain it away. But not on Quintessons. Let's see. I feel like did I have anything else? So
they showed the new
Skyward
Kingdom
thing,
line,
the Ark, the Optimus Prime transformed on its own. We talked about
the new Kingdom line reveals.
Yeah. So what? Pterosaur, Rhinox, Galvatron.
Trax.
I don't. Yeah, Trax. I don't often.
No, did they show Pterosaur? I didn't see Pterosaur.
No, not Pterosaur.
Galvatron.
Did I say Pterosaur? I meant Scorponok.
Oh.
Scorponok, Rhinox, Trax, Rodimus,
Galvatron. Yeah.
Galvatron. Blur. That blur looks weird, man.
The Shattered Glass blur.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I usually don't include a whole hell of a lot of the official stuff, but it all looks all right.
Where are you at now, Levy, with that stuff? Are you still getting that stuff?
I don't know. I don't think so. I've decided to cut back on a lot of the things I was getting before.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a shame because like a lot of that stuff that's coming out is really cool looking, but I don't need it anymore. So I got to stop. Getting hyped up over stuff that's just like, no matter how G1 accurate it is, I guess. Speaking of G1 accurate, did we talk Defensor Wars on the last episode? I don't think we did.
No.
Because I posted this shit on the 2nd. So we got a Defensor War going on between Ocular Max and X-Transbots. Have you guys seen pictures of both? Yeah, Ocular Max is the one that's going to be all-inclusive transformation, right? Yeah. You guys don't really care about the Protectobots much. Oh, I do. Oh, do you? Oh, absolutely, I do. Well, talk to me, Levy. Well,
I don't really care.
For me, I mean, it's going to be X-Transbots because I already know that the Ocular Max is going to be too small.
Yeah, there's that. But let's hypothetically say they're the same size.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like one over the other looks wise?
No, I think looks wise they both look fairly similar. If I recall, I'd have to look at them side by side again. But
here, I'll throw one in the chat. So there is the X Transbots one, and let me grab and then there is the Ocular Max one. I'll tell you what bothers me about the Ocular Max one, and there's nothing particularly wrong about it. It's just that it looks weird to me because Transformers usually aren't built that way. Like, I don't like how big the upper legs are.
The thighs are really long
compared to no, it's not even the length. It's just like they're so wide, like they're so big. They're almost as big as the bottoms. And I'm like, I'm so used to Transformers looking like they wearing tactical bell bottoms. Like, you know, they got like the skinnier upper legs and then like the big lower legs and shit. I'm just so used to them looking like that when I see one that looks like the Ocular Max Defensor, it doesn't look right to me.
Well, there's no tapering to the thighs.
Right.
Like the X Transbots one, the thighs taper inwards as you get towards the knees.
Yeah.
So
to me, that looks better. Better than the Ocular. And the Ocular Max one doesn't look bad. Like, it looks good, but I don't know. I like the look of the XTB one a little better.
You can definitely tell that the thighs are a lot longer proportionally, especially even compared to the Bruticus.
Yeah, the knees are way below and honestly, you might have an easier time articulation wise, or at least getting him into poses like that. Defensor is probably going to be able to kneel believably.
Yeah, well, it's because technically, human anatomy, the thighs or the femur is the longest bone in the body. So if you want to be accurate to human anatomy, the thighs should be longer. But these are stylized robots. Typically, the thighs are a little bit shorter, and you have more bulky lower legs to kind of simulate like an appearance of armor.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So 51 centimeters to inches. So that's going to be 20 inches tall. So that's still a little short than what the other ones are, right? Like the other masterpiece, like the Zeta Toys combiners. Like, how tall are they?
That's right in the ballpark, I thought.
Is it? Okay.
I could be wrong, but
if Defensor is just a little bit shorter than the others, I'm fine with that, because I always thought he was a little bit shorter. Him and Menasor were both a little shorter than the others.
So I just looked up the Toy World. Toy World Constructor is 53 centimeters, and that's what 51. So you're looking at like about an inch.
Yeah,
2.54 centimeters equals 1 inch.
Yeah, so not even an inch.
So not even an inch. I'm all right with that.
Yeah,
as long as they're kind of close, like. But if you look at like people ain't all the same height. I realize they're robots, but it's still I could deal with like a little bit of like fluctuation. I'm gonna be bummed if that whole Predaking comes out and that motherfucker's like 60 centimeters tall or something ridiculous shit where it's like just towering over everybody else. The Kang Toys. Yeah, the Kang Toys one.
Oh, I think he should be bigger than the others.
Way bigger?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Why?
Because that's the way I've always seen Predaking. I've seen him as like the alpha combiner. He's bigger than all the others.
See, I always assumed Devastator because it was like a 6-man team.
Yeah, no, it's because I always look at it because the original toys were all
big,
normal size Transformers. Like none of them were bigger than the rest.
Yeah. So
like the limbs were thicker, bigger. The thing was taller than the Scramble City combiners.
Right.
So. And even the Constructicons, because even the Constructicons, they were all the same size, but they were all still smaller characters in comparison.
Are you going to be upset if X Transbot sells like the front of Hotspot and then the rest of it as like a second purchase, like the trailer?
I don't think they. Well, I don't think they could do that, because Hotspot, if they're going to make these G1 styled, he was not a tractor trailer type fire truck. He was just a single unit. So I don't think that they could do that, because at least with Motor Master they could get away with it because he can be just the cab. And you know, he could be a fully functioning truck without a trailer. You can't be a fully functioning half a fire engine.
It's going to be a separate piece. It's going to be a separate piece. Like even if it's like I have a strong feeling that this is going to be Zeta Bruticus like or Superion like, only because if he's going to be over 20 inches tall, and you got the Limbots, man, Hotspot would have to be fucking humongous.
No, he's saying like selling the half the truck separately.
Right.
Like they did with the trailer. I don't see them doing that.
I think maybe they might sell the combiner part separately.
Oh, that's not entirely possible. Yes.
Not that it would be half a truck or whatever, but I think I could definitely see them doing like, here's your hotspot, and then here is like the defensor stuff you need. And you know what? That's not. People on the surface will probably bitch about that, but actually that's not like a terrible way of doing business, because if you really, you know, if you knew the trailer was going to be separate and it was going to be, well, regardless of how expensive it was, but like, you know, then you have the decision to make like, oh, I could just, if I just want a Stunticon team, I could buy Gravestone and the rest of the cars and get a fairly cheap, really nice looking masterpiece scale team for like what, $500 maybe or whatever. And then, you know, then you didn't have to spend that extra $200 and some getting a trailer to put the combiner together. You know, I got the Ocular Max Stunticons, or not Stunticons, Combaticons, but I didn't buy the bonus parts because like I don't need it, because those aren't my combined team. So I was able to actually like save a couple bucks.
Yeah, but the bonus parts were just like to enhance the combined figure. Like you could still combine the figure with just the basic parts.
But I never would without that shit. I like that extra shit, like the extra feet and stuff.
Like with the X-Transbots Stunticons, you cannot combine into Menasor without buying the trailer.
Right.
There's two of them.
There's two of them, man. I think he photoshopped that shit. Two it is, man.
Looks like the one has kind of like a mustache.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's make them different. I got one last tiny piece of toy news here before we can move on. So Hasbro is putting out, or maybe it's Takara, one of the two. It's Generation Select, whichever one of those does it. But they're doing a Black Zarak from, what was that, from Victory? Or no, was that Master Force? I think it was Master Force. Yeah, Black Zarak was Master Force. Anyways, it's the Scorponok repaint, which I'm fucking super excited about. I bought that Black Rorichi that's going to go along with them. How many we got? That one. Oh, yeah, that's the Executioner. Sorry, I'm responding to stuff in the chat.
Sorry.
But yeah, so yeah, Black Zarak. So they put that Black Zarak up for pre-order at Hasbro Pulse and at the Chosen Prime and a bunch of other places, I'm sure. And they're giving him a spear and a different head. It's a cool paint job, man. The black and gold and red. I like that shit. All right, that's all I got. You know, move on.
Well, I have some toy news,
and that's the bailiff.
Yeah,
those you got to buy like 5 of them.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get it. Well, 3 true building for me. The number is 3. Is like biblical. You know, it's like symbolic. It's symbolic. Like if you have 3 of them, you have 1,000 of them, basically.
So Levy, before you start, I got one toy news I wanted to show. So I saw this today, and I was like, "That's the Eye of Agamotto hookah."
Yeah, right. It is
right away. I was like, "Why are they selling a hookah?"
Is it? Oh
no, it's like a necklace.
I saw. I'm not gonna lie, that thing's pretty fucking cool, though.
Yeah, it is cool. I the thumbnail doesn't show how the things end. Like you don't realize it has a handle on it at the end. Like it looks like it could be a hookah.
Right.
That'd be great. The High of Agamotto, they would call it.
But yeah, that thing's actually pretty neat. Like you press the button and the thing moves and opens up like it did in the movie.
Yeah.
And then the gem inside glows, and then you can actually remove it, and it'll continue to glow after you take it out.
Ooh.
What else we got?
Like they said, it holds onto its charge because I guess like it glows from whatever is in the actual eye itself, but when you take it out, like whatever's in the gem, it'll hold on to that charge for, like they said, like 2 minutes or something like that. It'll glow for like 2 minutes once you remove it.
Time charges the light.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty neat. If I collected those things, I would love to have that, but I don't collect any of the other.
Yeah, it's not bad for
props.
$50. $50 is a pretty decent price for that.
Yeah, no, it is pretty cool. So, but
I had actually got the other shield, the Captain America shield from Winter Falcon, and it wasn't that good. I returned it.
Wait, it's already been released?
Oh yeah, a while ago.
Because I thought they just revealed it today, didn't they?
No, it was like a second run. Probably I bought it like before Christmas.
Oh,
yeah, it's been a while.
Oh, okay then.
Not as good as the original shield. I thought it'd be like more metal, shiny, kind of how the pictures look, and it wasn't. It was more plasticky looking. Wasn't done very well.
No.
Tell me there's no questions, by the way.
No, there is. I can't see, for some reason, I can't see the one question. I think Alan asked a question. I'll have to go look.
I'm actually hoping there's not any questions because it's fucking 11:45, man.
Yeah.
I'm
I think I only have just like one item. I mean, there was some stuff revealed, like Marvel Legends wise, from the Hasbro Fan Fest, but they revealed that Iron Man wave. The only one I'm getting out of that is the modular armor Iron Man.
I'm gonna get the Ultron from that.
Yeah, that that hologram Iron Man actually does look pretty cool, though. I mean, I don't need a hologram Iron Man, but if I was so inclined, it does look pretty neat the way with the white highlights and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They also are releasing the Final Battle Fat Thor.
Mm-hmm. I saw the sneak preview for Quasar.
Yeah,
definitely gonna get that. Hopefully.
The BAFs lately have been really disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, like these past 2-3 lines, I've just not interested really in that much at all.
Yeah, they did confirm that they are doing a second Age of Apocalypse wave, and they revealed Sabretooth for that. So,
Kyle said that's the worst wave they ever did.
No, I wouldn't agree with that, but there's been worse waves, but it wasn't their best, and I love those characters. So, let's see here. Yeah, they showed off some new G.I. Joe classified figures from the upcoming Snake Eyes movie, which I really don't care about.
Yeah, it was kind of disappointing. They showed the Baroness, but she has short hair.
Yeah.
You down with the short hair Baroness there, Mike?
No. No.
So, but remember how last time I had mentioned about the amazing Yamaguchi Iron Spider?
Yes.
And how they were doing an exclusive black version?
Yep.
And how I was concerned I wasn't going to be able to get it because it was like a Kyoto website exclusive, and like you can get it maybe like some other Japanese sites.
Yep.
Well, apparently Big Bad Toy Store got a hold of some and put it up for pre-order.
Yep.
So I managed to put a pre-order in for one of those, so I'm pretty happy about it. It was $105, but I mean, with it being an exclusive, I mean, it's an exclusive. Usually they're not that expensive. The Amazing Yamaguchi figures aren't that expensive.
Nope.
I mean, not even close to that, but so.
Oh, speaking about Japanese stuff.
So you're saying you wouldn't pay extra money for an exclusive figure?
No, I just wouldn't pay $100 and some for that 6-inch figure.
Oh,
I'm paying that for Player's Kai.
Yeah, but what if it's an exclusive Player's Kai and they're asking for it or $250?
No, I'm cheap.
Yes, but you are.
Speaking of Japanese toys, Rao is supposed to come out this month.
Oh,
yeah. I was looking at my order stuff when I was rearranging things. They move more stuff around. Yeah, he's supposed to be out at the end of the month. Knock on wood.
Cool. I'm looking forward to that.
So, but yeah, that's it. That's all I got for toy news.
What's this question?
I can't seem to find it here. It's not coming up.
Hang on, I think I saw where it was before. Let me go look it up.
Because 2 of my shares aren't showing up for some reason.
Did they get deleted?
Nah, they're there. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, now they're not. Now it's not showing up for me either. Oops. Man, it just showed up before. Oh, you know what? Because when you go to the Blackout and Shout page, you got to switch over to your own personal icon, Levy. If you switch over to Levy Curry and not Blackout and Shout, then you'll be able to see it. But I got it. I'll read it off here in a second. Okay, so yeah, the only question is from Dr. Alan Grant. And it reads, "Hey boys, I was overhearing two dudes talking about the Rocky movie from way back and realized I've never watched it. Haha. Is there a 80s, 90s movie that's super popular that you've never seen? And is there an unpopular movie you love? Cheers and keep up the good work."
Well, there was this one movie that my one friend told me about that was like, he said was really, really great. And
it is great. It's great.
And I was just bored to tears watching this movie. What was it called, Mike?
Happy Death Day.
Excalibur.
Happy Death Day.
Oh, it's Excalibur. That's right. Yeah.
Well, the thing was super popular, and I never saw that. And Event Horizon was super popular, and I never saw that. So I guess I could put those two on that list.
I
was really old when I saw Spaceballs too, by the way.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Kidding.
Like old for Spaceballs.
Beverly Hills Cop. It took me a long time to see that.
Yeah.
Didn't really care for it.
It's better than 48 Hours.
Never saw 48 Hours.
You were supposed to watch it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you just forget watching it because that was on the list the one week when we were.
No, I remember you guys said you didn't really want to do it because it was kind of like you like watched it again. You were like, you know what?
That's right.
Really hold up.
Yeah, it could be it.
The Godfather, I didn't watch until a number of years ago. And Godfather 2. The Exorcist, I didn't watch until probably about maybe 10 years ago. I gotta say, I wasn't impressed. Let's see here. Yeah, I can't think of any others. It was an unpopular movie that I loved.
I can give you one of those.
What's that, Jed?
Happy Death Day.
Happy Death Day.
Yeah.
Happy Trash Day.
That's a great movie.
Wing Commander is mine. It's my guilty pleasure. I love Wing Commander. It was terrible. I can acknowledge that it was terrible, but I loved Wing Commander so much that I love it.
Debbie Does Dallas: The New Generation. Everyone seems to love the original better, but you know what? I think Lexus Locklear did a really good job in that remake.
I agree. I liked her way better in The History of Railroading Part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was any movies that I haven't seen, like from the 80s or the 90s that I just recently. I don't think there are. Like super popular ones. I usually watch those. Yeah, I think maybe some of the older Stephen Kings I might have watched when I was older, like Christine. I think maybe I didn't see that when I was a kid.
Oh, you saw that as a kid?
I didn't see it as a kid. I saw it when I was older. Same with like some like John Carpenter stuff, like In the Mouth of Madness, or is that John Carpenter? Yeah, that was a weird one.
You know what? I've never watched the original Friday the 13th. Actually, come to think of it, I don't think I've ever watched any Friday the 13th films.
Oh my!
I just know the legacy of Jason, but I don't think I've ever actually sat down and watched a whole freaking Friday the 13th movie.
Crazy.
Was that that started in the 70s? No,
that was like 1980, early 1980s, I think. But I mean, I've never seen it, so I don't know. I know that there's popular movies that I don't care for, like Beverly Hills Cop, Excalibur. Yeah, that movie was never popular.
It was popular, and it is
never popular. But yeah.
All right.
Well, you know what? The Street Fighter movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I love that movie simply because of Raul Julia. He was so great in that movie.
That's a terrible movie.
It is a terrible movie. It is a god awful movie. And fucking Raul Julia makes that movie so fucking watchable.
So I wanted to bring this up real quick, Mike. I know you wanted to get going, but I wanted to bring this up real quick because there was some things about that movie and Mortal Kombat that I learned that I wanted to share with you that I didn't know if you knew this. But I was watching that video that I shared. It's really funny. It's really good you should check it out when you have time. But did you know that they originally cast or they were asked Sean Connery to play Raiden before they got Christopher Lambert?
Is that true?
It's true.
Supposedly.
Yep. And he decided that he'd to do it. Go figure. They also had cast
The fate of millions would depend on it.
I don't think so. It has begun. Anyway.
It has begun. Yeah, right. It's, you know what? Talking like that never gets old.
Sonya Blade was originally cast with who was it, Levy? The chick from The Mask.
Diaz.
Cameron Diaz. But she broke her wrist while they were training, and she had to step out.
Yeah.
So she could have been Sonya Blade.
And that's when they got Bridget Wilson or whatever her name is.
Yeah. Resting bitch face Sonya Blade.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That's all it was. We talked about the Event Horizon W.S. Anderson switch over.
Yeah.
And there was one other bit. They were going to get Jean-Claude Van Damme to play Johnny Cage, but he was already going to do Street Fighter.
Yeah.
That one I heard. Yeah, that one I heard.
And Steven Spielberg was supposed to make a cameo in the beginning as the director that he was talking to Johnny Blaze, but he didn't do it.
Instead, they got a guy that looked remarkably like him.
Right. I also know that it's confirmed that Johnny Blaze is not going to be, Johnny Cage is not going to be in the new Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who did tell, man? Somebody was telling me they were trying to get Keanu Reeves to play him in the next one.
I couldn't see Keanu Reeves playing Johnny Cage.
I couldn't see that either, man. I'm like, where did this piece of information come from?
Can you imagine Keanu Reeves doing a split punch?
No.
Yeah, I could.
Well, I mean, knowing him to be the actor that I know him to be, I could definitely see him training to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just... Yeah,
I go back in time in The Matrix, but he's more John Wick now.
Right.
They could get Jean-Claude Van Damme now. He's not doing anything.
I don't think he's going to be able to do a split punch.
He can still do a split punch. Who would you cast as Johnny Cage?
Well, I cast as Johnny Cage now.
How about Jensen Ackles? He'd make a good one, I think. No?
You really like Jensen Ackles.
I do, but he has time now to do movies, right?
Is he like the new Tom Hardy? Like whenever somebody suggests a role, they're always gonna you're always gonna recommend Jensen Ackles.
Yeah, like he should have been the new captain in Winter Falcon.
Captain America.
Yeah, he would have made a good one. Made a good new Johnny Cage.
In the new Batman movie, they're going to need to cast Bane with Jensen Ackles.
Jensen Ackles for Catwoman.
Son of a bitch!
Now you got to find that. You got to find that cocky, star type of sound-looking person for that role.
Leonardo DiCaprio for Johnny Cage.
Oh boy, you mean Leo? Your friend Leo?
he signs the friendship picture, and it's the meme of him holding up the cup. It's like to my best fan.
But yeah, Mike, when you get a chance, that's about like 18 minutes long. It's really good. Next week they're going to do the sequel next week, so that should be fun.
Word.
My favorite scene from Annihilation is when Shao Kahn morphs into that dragon. Have you ever seen his face when he morphs into that dragon? So awful.
Levy, I'll be honest with you, Levy. I don't remember any of that movie.
You don't remember the animalities?
I remember it being so fucking bad. It's like when your brain shuts out traumatic shit or whatever. Like that's on that list.
That movie made me hate James Remar for all time.
Yeah.
Yo, we should watch that movie and review it next episode.
Oh, fuck's sake.
man.
Dude.
Oh no.
So many people wanted that well.
Because I don't remember it that much either. Just that it sucked.
Oh, it was terrible. James Remar. Hey,
Let's do it.
cut my hair.
I'll
New
get it
look
on
for me. What do you
Jetflix. I'll put it on Jetflix. We'll do it.
Fucking. Even watching Dexter, I couldn't stand fucking James Remar in that show.
We're doing it.
How bad could it be?
How bad could it be? Oh.
Let's see if you actually like Excalibur after you watch that movie.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. Well, I want to go get laid. Anybody have anything? That's my in closing. Anybody else? Anybody else got anything?
No, I'm good.
Nope. I don't think I have anything else.
All right, boys. Enough's enough. We're out.